And no intro.
Oh, really? But we are running, right? Did they hear any of that before? Do you think it went out?
We're running this.
We're running. All right, guys.
It kicked us out last time.
Well, welcome to Cleveland Moto, episode number 536. I can't say light them up, boys, because they done been lit already.
We backed it in.
We did back it in. Oh, we did. Sleepy, are we looking good over there, buddy?
Yep, everything's good.
All right. We're 5x5. And to my left, we have...
Dan Kroenke.
To his left,
Steve Sleepy.
And to his left,
Johnny Mac.
And to his left,
Freezy Pete.
And coming around home plate,
Shanky Smith.
And behind the bar tonight,
Tom Pennington.
Yay! There was much rejoicing. You guys missed the lighting because we just had a false start. That's all. They just had to regrid.
It happens to the best of us.
It does.
Well, it said it went live, and then all of a sudden we weren't live.
You weren't live. Yeah. All right. Well, for the people at home, you had to wait an extra minute and a half. Nothing silly or important happened in that time.
Hang on.
Hang on what, Tom?
Well, Sleepy is saying we're live. I'm still getting the waiting for.
Uh-oh. Let's...
Somebody said good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, we got some chat?
Well, I said...
Maybe it's just Tom.
No, he's on there. Thruxton Justin's there.
Okay, all right.
I might be in the wrong one.
All right, well, there you go. All right.
Let me find out.
All right.
Well, we got Thruxton Justin, Tom. So
that's if Thruxton Justin's out there, then I feel better about the entire situation.
Also, at this point in 2026, if you go to a YouTube channel and you know they're going to be live and they're not there and you can't find them, we can't help you.
Okay, there were 5 in the other chat for some reason. So.
Yeah, we gave. If you're in the other chat and you're not hearing anything right now, well, it doesn't help you for me to say anything because you're not hearing anything right now. Right? Yeah, I cannot alert people to their. To the other channel.
So I wonder when it booted us if it made a new
I don't know
thing.
I have no idea.
This is streaming stuff that we have not experienced.
This is streaming
before.
stuff that's weird but I promise for the people out there that aren't hearing us right now, if they didn't respond by looking at YouTube and trying to find it again, well, then they deserve to be out in the cold.
Yeah, there's
raise your hand if you can't hear me.
There's 8 in the other stuff.
Well, go in the other room.
Texted them to tell them to restart it.
Yeah, go in the other room and let them know that we're over here now.
We could be in a parallel universe.
They could be.
That happens.
Or we could be
with an entirely different Cleveland Moto podcast.
That's right.
Is it the better one? Did CERN finally fix it?
Yeah, CERN fixed it. We're a much better one over there. Yeah, but we're in whatever the opposite of 536 is. So, yes, guys, a little update to the Cleveland sitch, what's going on in the Cleveland. So the Cleveland's been blindingly cold for the past week. Who would have known when I took the chance of riding the Moto Morini over here last week that I would be giving a giant fuck you to the weather gods, throwing them a giant finger, and daring them to put us in the icebox for a week.
Well, you showed them.
I did. Merritt had off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for extreme cold conditions at the school where she works. But she's in administration, so she has to go in anyway.
You know, it's weird. So my daughter had off a couple days, and then today it was actually colder than the other days, and she had to go in. Mm-hmm. So they were like,
I think there might be some logic to giving it a chance for the roads to be cleared or the shoveling to get happened.
Gotcha.
But I can promise you, the irony of Cleveland, Ohio, is all of us have lived our lives understanding that we are sitting on one of the largest repositories of natural salt on the planet. Whether it was Halite or Cargill, we all grew up knowing that we're sitting on a bunch of salt here. Many of us, if you were lucky and you went to a good school system, actually took you down in the salt mines and let you tour the amazingness that is being a mile under Lake Erie. And that's cool.
And if you went to the bad schools, they took you down to those same mines and gave you a shovel.
And they made you work. That was right. Yeah,
and you turned into a donkey.
And you became a salt donkey.
Go pound salt.
Literally pounding salt. Well, there's been some huge error where Cleveland is not getting salt. So what's funny is Tom's Street, they said, we're not going to salt the tertiary streets. They're only going to salt certain ones. And Tom's is not on the list, I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
Those New Yorkers bought up all the Cleveland salt.
They might have. Well, what is funny, though, is Tom's Street is so Arctic at this point that I would not be shocked to find an at any moment coming down his street.
I actually don't find it really much of a problem.
It's not.
When it's just packed snow on the road, you actually have pretty good grip. I mean, unless it gets like glazed and ice.
Sheet ice is when we have the problems.
Well, I mean, if they just dusted the intersections, you'd probably be fine.
Well, that's the problem is that under the snow here, snow on this street is packed ice. It's 3 inches.
Yeah, we're now achieving.
Well, it's not like some idiot's going to try to ride a motorcycle up and down.
Yeah, that's what happened. I promise. It was an idiot. Which is funny because all of us have now stress tested our snow moving equipment. So every one of us has figured out what works and what doesn't work, or you're hospitalized for your back injury. I did talk to my cousin who works in the hospital, and she says, yes, men's, the Widowmaker, the 35 to 55-year-old white guy who goes out and shovels his drive because he feels he must. And that's the most work he's done in the past 20 years. And the heart goes pop, and next thing you know, he's toes up in a pile of snow.
Oh yeah, I was definitely remarking on the fact that I'm no longer 45.
No,
this was not a Widowmaker though. The Widowmaker is the heavy fucking wet snow. That's what kills the guys.
Yeah, it is.
I also, in a side note, I repossessed Big Bertha after it took my neighbor's hand into it.
Oh, you did? You got the beast back?
Yeah.
The finger chopper.
I'm like, well, he's not going
to use it. And he'll never use it again.
And I've been going in overdrive with snow blowing, so I might as well get my best snowblower that I gave to the neighbor.
Yeah. Just be goddamn careful.
So when was the last time we had this much snow? ?
I don't know. And I honestly don't know, but we did talk about that today. We have already, in a very short period of time, we have achieved a full lake freeze. And for us to get a full lake freeze before January 15th is kind of rare. So I did look it up, and we did a Cleveland motorcycle show about 15 years ago. And after the Cleveland motorcycle show, I invited a couple of people that came into town, visiting guests, to come to my house. January 28th, I took them out onto Lake Erie. I walked them out into what they thought was just a big open field. And then I stopped them and said, isn't that a great view of downtown Cleveland from there? And they're like, yeah, this is amazing. Like, what do you do with this big field you have just north of your house? I said, well, it's not a big field. It's Lake Erie. You're standing on top of 16 feet of water right now. And watching people freak out when they realize that they're standing on, 4 inches of ice suspended on 15 feet of water. It's fun.
There's a guy, I just read an article. He has just ridden his bike across all 5 of the Great Lakes.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know if he did it all this year, but apparently he's ridden across all 5 of the
That's
Great
incredible.
Lakes. Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
bicycle,
really
bicycle, not motor. Yeah.
Well, whatever. I mean, honestly, at that point, how you're getting it to move is totally secondary.
Yeah.
But that is wild. That's really cool.
If you took an SSR with spikes in the tire and a 5-gallon gas can, do you think you could make it to Canada?
I absolutely think you can make it to Canada.
That's only 30 miles.
Yeah.
Oh,
50 miles if you leave my house.
Probably wouldn't even need the 5-gallon gas can.
No,
I don't think
no,
you would.
I completely think that's a doable thing.
But every year
So
somebody has
weekend-
this. Oh, everybody has the same idea, and then
Right.
you hear the news stories about the guys stuck on the ice, floating like a giant quarter-mile piece breaks off, and they're halfway.
It was 5 degrees the other day when I was taking care of my driveway, and the Coast Guard. I mean, I know I've talked about it before, but having Coast Guard go over my house is very, very common because they're out picking up the guys that thought it was okay to put their ATV out on the ice. And, there's places where I go when you go to like Ashton Bueller or you go to Pymatuming where the guys are out there on their ice tires and they're just ripping it, having a great time. But those lakes are 20 feet deep, 5 feet deep. They freeze over fast, right? Well, Lake Erie, it's not so how deep it is, ask the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's not that it's so damn deep, but it's that it's got such wind blowing over it.
Mrs. McElfresh shit her pants when I was at Conneaut and we were down at the marina and like pulled up to the boat ramp. I'm like, let's go for a ride on the ice. And she's like, and I heard about it for a while. I'm like, look, I really wasn't going to drive out on the ice.
Right. Yeah. It's, there's rules, right? And take your stick,
Well,
so if you're going to walk out, take your stick.
I can say when I was a kid, the lake that I grew up on, I think I only got to walk on it twice.
Okay.
My entire, and that's 24 years, 25 years, give or take. And that's at its deepest, it was only about 8 feet. So
right. Yeah, this freeze, getting a full lake freeze is interesting.
In 78 or whatever, my mom took us out on the Kiski River, in Pennsylvania. It was it's the fastest flowing river in Pennsylvania, and it has only ever frozen over once.
Right.
And we walked out.
Yeah, 78 would have been the year, right?
And I'm like, you know what would have happened if you fell through there? You were just gone.
In 78, we went to Niagara Falls, and Niagara Falls had a dome of ice over the Niagara Falls River and over the falls itself. So the falls was shut off, and the river was frozen over.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So are there any fishing huts out there right now?
Not right now.
Yeah.
Not as far as I can see. And I mean, I was down there yesterday afternoon. I went out. It was beautifully clear. Like the sky was perfectly blue, clear sky. And I went out and as far as I could see, I could not see a person with, they take their little tubs out. They basically will take out like a little tub with their fishing gear, and then they'll set up. And I didn't see any tents or shanties or anything. Yeah, it's not real popular by my house, but. Yeah.
Well, after they took away all the prostitution, what's the point?
Well, if there's not going to be any lake prostitutes, then why bother going out? So, youch. I just wanted to comment. Sleepy, this sounds great.
Yeah, right.
This really does sound good.
We're getting
I appreciate that, man.
We're getting
I really do. It's pretty rad. Pretty cool. One of the big news stories I wanted to bring up only because we were there. Years ago, we saw this 8-cylinder motorcycle at the AIM Expo. And by the way, if you're logging into advrider.com and it says verify, we need to check you're a human. And you check on the box that says I'm a human. And then it says, okay, we need an additional verification. You need to press the win button and the R button and then press the Control V. Don't do that. You are installing a virus in your own computer.
Yes.
So if it ever says it needs to verify that you're a human, disregard that completely. It is not checking to see if you're a human. It's the little CAPTCHA one is fine where it picks the things. When it says that you need to press a couple of keys and a control hold or a Windows hold, you are literally copying bloatware, copying spyware and putting it in.
So we just had a thing at work because they sent a whole thing out.
Yeah.
So even if it's not even a CAPTCHA, even if right now these guys are doing it. So it's say you look up my computer's frozen. How do I fix it?
Yeah.
It can just be an article. So you're just reading an article, but as soon as you go to that web page, it starts a script and it's waiting for you to hit whatever the key commands are that they tell you it's going to fix your computer.
That's
and that puts the script
in. That launches it.
And then boom, you're done.
Yeah. That is exactly what's going on. And that's what's happening right now through ADV Rider. So if you have anything to do with ADV Rider, you are being attacked, buddy. That is 100% happening to you right meow. Do not trust it. And you get the little telltale 2 slider bars up the side of your window to let you know that it's happening. Did this just happen to you? It's happening to me right meow.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's happening right at this moment. I'm not going to click and verify anything. I'm just going to close that down, close that frame. So yeah, that's what's going on with that particular thing. So just be aware that's out there, and ADV Rider needs to tighten your shit up because Cloudflare is having their way with you, sir. Yeah, big time. That is no bueno. So I'll go ahead and open it up on another window. The funny not funny thing is this has happened a whole bunch, and I've already had people tell me they're like, "Oh, I don't know why I was trying to go to that link you sent me, and it's asking me for authentication." And then when I authenticate it, my computer stops working after that.
I'm just waiting for all the wires connected to start turning black.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, they're all connected to each other at this point. Yeah. No way.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. AI is taking over
AI
the world.
wins. Yeah. Sorry, bud. It was a great run while we had it, but it didn't make it. So we talked about this flat 8 powered motorcycle that's coming in from China. And, we had a good time with it. We had some good time having, poking fun at it and isn't that stupid, etc.
They're never going to sell another Goldwing again once that gets here.
Well, the fact that you can replace your minivan with it pretty much makes up for it.
Oh, yeah. So
the rendering does look cool, though.
Well, and, you think about this bike and, how massive it is and, is it worth talking about? Is it allegedly going to happen? Is it real?
I like how the picture had on the tank, it said 5010.
Oh, did it?
What does that correlate?
I think it says SOUO.
SOUO.
So I'll pull the picture up for the kids at home.
Well, that was on the side of the motor.
Yes, that's the side of the gas tank.
Oh,
yeah.
There was just the nomenclature on it was this had to be created by AI or
right? Yeah, but so whether or not this particular image is AI, it is clearly ripping off that Yamaha touring bike, and it's also ripping off the Goldwing, obviously.
It's the Venture Goldwing.
I like that it has a seat that can encompass, I don't know, multiple people.
Yeah.
It's like a
Harley tour pack.
It's like a dentist chair.
I've seen that on the back of a big ATV.
Mm-hmm. And this is a giant. Yeah, it does look like the whole rear seat tour pack on the back looks like it belongs on a giant ATV, a giant quad. And so, you get past the whole thing. It's a 980-pound motorcycle. It's 2,000 cc's, right? These are all, this is talking about what it is.
2 liter.
And 2,000 cc's. This is a seriously monstrous vehicle.
That is going to be an amazing upgrade for all those Subarus with blown head gaskets.
Yeah, but it also probably is in the neighborhood of 100 horsepower, right? Or who knows what, right? When it actually shows up, what's going to be there? It's estimated to make 152 horsepower, and top speed is 130 miles per hour, supposedly, allegedly.
What's the weight? Like 12,000 pounds?
It says between 900 and 1,000 pounds.
Oh, geez.
Right.
Yeah.
So the information that's coming out is sketchy at best.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the big thing about it and why I wanted to bring this up is, okay, we all have fun when we're at the AIM Expo. We all have fun pointing out all the Chinese bikes and how ridiculous they are. Look at that thing's got a 310 rear tire and a 30 horsepower motor, blah, blah, blah. Look at the Chinese being stupid. However, that company that built that abomination, that company is Great Wall Motors. So Great Wall Motors is not with which to be fucked. If you're making fun of a motorcycle and that motorcycle is made by Toxic Grandmother Incorporated or Bauschen Global Polytechnic University or something, right?
Bashon Astro Aeronautical.
Exactly, right? If that's the case and the company that's making it last year made a Roomba and a handicap scooter, then yeah, you can have some fun with it and be like, okay, this is their poke and hope. Hey, we're going to enter the world of motorcycles. We don't do anything else. We didn't enter the world of, Roombas. We didn't enter the world of handicap scooters. Let's try a motorcycle and see what happens. Because we've all been in those Chinese booths where the motorcycles were there, but also the remote control boats were there. The foot massagers were there. The geriatric scooters were there because they're bringing whatever they've got to the show, hoping something sticks.
I always wondered, like, you see some of these people just sitting there and like they're in the booth with like the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there eating hot dogs or doing whatever, not talking to anybody.
Right.
It's like, how much money did that company?
Because motorcycles are not that company's only game.
Right. But still, they send them to this expo knowing that they're not going to do anything. Like, they're just literally sitting there.
They spent the money.
Yeah.
And they're hoping a distributor walks in and goes, hey, I happen to also enjoy remote control boats. Right? I couldn't believe the one booth had a dozen different flavors of remote control boats and remote control cars.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, why did they bring all this shit? Why did they bring their Roomba? Why did they bring their hover round? Because they were loading a container full of shit. And they said, it fits between the motorcycles. Put it in there.
Think about, good example, when the gray market Bajajas showed up. That guy sold furniture that he bought in India. And he filled the container. And he said, well, hell, I'll just go ahead and sell these 27 scooters. And you're talking about guys that manufacture Roombas. What you got?
Something's hitting something. It's driving me crazy. Hear that?
All right, cool. Keep going.
Keep going. So you're talking about these guys literally looking for the flea market guy that's going to sell speedboats and Roombas and miniature drones and everything else that just so happen to sell scooters.
Well, these companies do. And these companies that produce cars also produce Roombas. And that in this room, that shouldn't be hard to imagine.
Well, Kawasaki Heavy Industries, I mean, they make all kinds
everything.
of stuff. Yeah, boats,
right.
Large boats, I mean, everything.
I bought a rifle once that was made by Rockola, which is a jukebox company.
Yes.
Okay. I bought a rifle once that was made by Singer Sewing Machine, right? So companies can make all kinds of fun things.
Yamaha.
Right. Yamaha.
I mean,
Exactly.
Husqvarna.
Hey, Mitsubishi just called in.
Yeah. Mitsubishi would like to talk to you about your fuel pumps.
Would you like a back massager or an excavator?
Right. Don't get us started on Hitachi.
But if Harley Davidson made an airplane.
Right. I wouldn't fly in it.
Oh, God.
Okay. So anyway, GWM, we're talking about Great Wall Motors, the guys who make this freaky deaky motorcycle that obviously is the punchline to a whole bunch of jokes and nobody's ever going to fucking buy one. But here we are. That little company that's making this clown car of a motorcycle did 16 million car sales. And more importantly, in last year alone, they did 1.2 million car sales.
We saw quite a few of those vehicles when we were in Ecuador.
GWM.
Yep. And they were, I don't know I didn't look under the hood of any of them, but they were good looking vehicles from the outside. They made a pickup truck, I recall specifically. Mm-hmm. They made a minivan.
They make a whole range. And if you want to pull the picture up, if Sleepy wants to pull the picture up, you can go ahead and throw the image up. These are all the cars they make. They make a range of 7 different cars this particular year. Everything from a extraordinarily good knockoff of a Toyota Tundra truck to a extraordinarily good knockoff of a Toyota Land Cruiser. Okay. They make some cool shit. But here's the important thing. Last year, they sold 1.2 million units. That's exactly 4% less than Honda for four-wheeled vehicles. Keep that in mind. This company that we're making fun of.
Well, I remember, too, we used to make fun of CF Moto, and look where they're going.
Exactly. So the motorcycle thing is fun, and it's fun to poke fun at it and the whole deal and have a good time. Just keep in mind that they're not building those on a dirt floor. They're building those alongside of a $75,000 sport utility vehicle, right? So, and we used to joke about BYD, build your dreams, right? And yeah, if you're in Costa Rica, if you're anywhere, BYDs are. I had a guy the other day calling my shop saying, "Can I import in a BYD electric car?" Because of all the electric cars that are out there, he's done the research, he's done the looking around. He wants a BYD because he gets more bang for his buck. Now, Canada's talking about bringing them in.
50,000 units, I think, is their current cap.
Right.
And that's going to be the next couple of years.
Right. So be careful with that shit.
Well, and that's also going to mean they're going to meet NAFTA, EPA, everything else, all the crash standards. It's because Canada's just as stringent as we are.
It's a very short hop to get that car that is legalized for Canada into the United States. In fact, it's only legislation that keeps it out. Because I have gone to Canada and bought a number of cars that I brought back over the border, and I've also sold a number of cars and motorcycles to people up in Canada. And for most of the time, it's one sheet of paper. Now, this is a big, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to see Chinese manufactured cars in the United States because I happen to be alive. And the Japanese manufactured cars that came into the United States in the 70s and 80s is what put my family on food stamps.
Well, talk to Buick about that because half of the Buick line is made in China.
Exactly.
And the other half is made in at least South Korea.
Hey, if China wants to start building the Wangle 5 here, I'll be the first person in line to buy it.
Yeah, I just saw how devastating it was for my family in the 80s when the Japanese cars were allowed to come in.
Yep.
And we had an opportunity to protect our market. We didn't. And that's the reason that my family went from doing pretty good in life to having the next 15 years of our life on food stamps.
But at least the Japanese did a lot of manufacturing here. I mean, the whole legendary reliability of the Toyota Camry was in 2016, and for all the 2000 teens, the Camrys were all built here.
Yeah, but
by Americans.
That took 20 years and how many terafights to get it to the point where Honda had to build a factory here.
Yeah. And we know I owned a Honda Accord wagon that was made in Ohio.
My Civic was built right down the road. That's the reason why it's falling apart now due to Cleveland weather.
Well, they know what environment they're playing to. They know what they're dealing with. They know the only thing that'll kill a Honda is salt.
Well, my Element was built down the road, and there's a reason why it's sitting in the parking lot or the garage right now with lamb coating on the bottom of it.
We put sheep on things. That's what we do. So it's interesting the more that I did a deep dive on that to find out where that motorcycle came from and how deep the pockets were behind it. Because when you've got pockets that deep, when you sell 1.2 million of a vehicle in 1 year, then you could probably build that motorcycle tomorrow if you decided you wanted to. If you said, we're going to make a full court press on this thing, give me 20,000 of them right now. I'm pretty sure that'd be easy. Right now, they're trying to figure out if there's a market for it. Right now, they're trying to figure out, will the people buy it? Because you know who got an A on their report card? The companies that decided that America needed to have 450cc motorcycles again. Because we on this podcast 5 years ago talked about why is nobody making a 450?
I mean, 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. We said that on this podcast. Why is there no lightweight street bike? How come only Europe gets these kick-ass 400s, kick-ass 450s? On this podcast, we talked about, a VFR 400. Oh my God. I'd suck Satan's left nut for that, right?
The next big market, and I'm pretty good at predicting this stuff, is going to be 3-wheeled motorcycle trucks.
Oh, tuk-tuks.
Tuk-tuk, Ape, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But because guys like me can't afford to buy a $70,000 Ford F-150 anymore, we want a good $15,000 vehicle. Right. You're going to see BYD or whoever it is bringing these reasonable 3-wheeled utility vans. Because the
Traveling in Europe, I can
Yeah.
tell you that is absolutely the case. The number of 3-wheeled utility vehicles and 4-wheeled utility vehicles, but things I would describe as K-car sized, whether they had 3 wheels or 4 wheels, then in Europe that has become almost ubiquitous anywhere that I traveled. To see how advanced they're getting with the Ape, the Vespa 3-wheeler platform, and all the other companies. Remember that Piaggio and Daihatsu are partners, and that Piaggio and Daihatsu build a hell of a lot of those small 4-wheeled utility trucks.
You figure if you have something that can carry a 4x8 sheet of plywood and it maybe has 100 horsepower, that's perfect. And it's super cheap. Like,
Every little white K truck I've ever owned can pull as many 4x8 sheets of plywood as you dare to put in the back of that cocksucker. Yeah. They'll hold over 1,000 pounds. They're half-ton rated, each and every one of them.
Steve's little dump truck is a 1-ton dump truck.
Exactly.
The only reason I say 3-wheel is because you can pass them off as motorcycles.
Right, that's the
4-wheel, you
trick.
run it a crash test.
Right. You can get away with having to literally ignore the entire safety side of the discussion when it's a tricycle.
Will that work? That will work here in America.
Oh, yeah. It already has.
For a minute.
I'm cautious
Because
to use...
even the little trucks are now.
We sold the Bajaj 3-wheelers. We sold the Bajaj trucks, the Bajaj pickup trucks, and it was 100% DOT NHTSA approved. And it still shocks me to this day that we could sell that thing to a customer, have the customer fill out the application for title. We would go process their title for them, and I would be holding in my hand an unrestricted title for a motorcycle that is no different of a title than the Harley-Davidson on a brand new current model year Harley-Davidson 3-wheeler Tri-Glide. Right? Or no different than the title for a Ducati sports bike, right? It's still a motorcycle title in the state of Ohio. There's nothing on it that says BT dubs, this is only 9 horsepower and you can't go above 35 miles an hour. There's nowhere on the title it said that it was an LSV, a low-speed vehicle, which our state is just now starting to acknowledge the existence of because they had to have a solution for wealthy people with side-by-sides and golf carts. And they said they want to ride them, so now they have a 35-mile limit on them for LSV.
The guy from the comments says, looks like the electric slate truck.
Yeah, the
So that
electric
is
slate
something
truck.
coming in.
Well,
Yeah, that is a thing that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. The slate.
But that you're still still dealing with a short-range vehicle, electric vehicle. I'm not dogging on it because I like it.
Oh, Jesus. If my wife was forced to drive a vehicle that only had a 60-mile range every day, she would never know the difference.
My brother's got a license plate on his quad runner in Pennsylvania. You just have to stay off of roads 35-mile-an-hour roads only.
And that's currently, if you want to go a deep dive enough in the state of Ohio, if you're a law-following person, if you're a person that cares about the law and you want to follow the law, and you buy a K truck, then you know that your full-size license plate and your title, you still have to promise that you won't drive it on roads over 35 miles an hour. I don't make those promises. That's why you see me going on the freeway at 70 miles an hour in my K truck, right? But I also understand that law enforcement officers don't know everything, right? And they see a full-size license plate and I got a title. Hey, why not? The BMW Isetta exists. The Nash Midget, the Nash Metropolitan exists. The King Midget exists. These are all small cars that shouldn't go above 60 miles an hour, but they are legal and they are not restricted in any way.
Dude, that same thing can come back to bite you, though, with the police officers not knowing, because then once they get it in their head, those things you're not allowed to drive those on the road. Then they're going to start pulling them over, and they're like, well, no, I'm allowed to drive it. Just I can't go more than 35.
I promise you, doing what I do and driving the freaky deaky shit that I drive with the steering wheel on the wrong side, I get pulled over by a lot of cops who don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Dude, as long as the smart car and that Toyota that's like a seat, what is that, the IQ or the iWeez, they quit making it, but it's the same size. If those are legal, there's no reason that the K truck shouldn't be.
Again, if you own a Nash Metropolitan, right? If you own a BMW Isetta, if you own a Messerschmitt cabine and roller, you own vehicles that were all sold legally in the United States.
What was the
Crosley's.
The convertible Honda K, Beat? The Honda that you had.
The Beat.
The Beat.
Beat.
Yeah.
Right. But that's That's a K car from Japan.
Yeah.
I'm talking about cars that were sold legally in the United States to Americans without having to mysteriously import them over 25 years old. Yeah. I'm talking about cars that your parents could go to the dealership and buy with an expectation of unrestricted access to America's roadways. And my dad was fond of Nash Metropolitans. Maybe not the safest car in the world on the freeway at 70 miles an hour. But I also owned a BMW Isetta, which is titled as an automobile, and there was no restrictions on it. And I can promise you that little BMW Isetta couldn't go over 50 miles an hour.
And the crash protection was non-existent.
You were the crash protection. Yeah. The crumple zone was the windshield in your face.
Yeah.
That was it.
I was going to say the
Does
Isetta.
Isetta have a single or two wheels in the back?
So in the German market, they had one in the back, so they could be classified as a tricycle.
Yeah, yeah.
In the American market, they had two wheels in the back. The vast majority of them were produced with two wheels, obviously a lot more stability.
Only one driven?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they came in two different engines too, at least two, like a 300cc
Exactly.
single and a 600cc.
Yeah,
twin.
the limousine had the 600cc in it. It was quite something. It was a longer wheelbase, BMW Isetta with the 600 in it. And they were actually a lot of fun to drive. They're cool.
Well, I was just saying about the Beat.
Yeah.
You had that convertible Beat. Is that going to get hit by the mini truck thing?
Yes.
So
It's a K. It's under 1,000 cc's, 660 cc's.
So they're saying you can only drive that 35 miles an hour.
So they don't even know what is going on. It's a lot like electric bicycle legislation right now.
Yeah.
So there's an insurance underwriter group, lobbying group that's going after this and making all these vehicles illegal state by state by state because the states don't want to piss off the insurance lobbyists. They're going ahead and doing it, right? And they're doing this under the guise of, look at us, we're protecting Ford. Look at us, we're protecting Chevy. You're not protecting anybody. Nobody that's driving one of these clown cars is doing it as a substitute for an F-150 or a Porsche Cayenne. They are what they are. They're toys. But they're going around telling people, hey, those should be illegal in your state. And in many states, they have said, hey, you've got a title for that vehicle you've owned for 20 years? Yoinks, we're taking it back. And now people have gotten class action groups together and gone after states and had to have titles reissued. But what the states are doing as a compromise is they're saying, we're giving your title back, but now your title is branded LSV, low speed vehicle. So now that thing that you used to drive on the freeway at 60 miles an hour with a questionable amount of safety, now we're telling you you're not allowed to drive it on the freeway at 60 miles an hour. Now you're restricted to roads 35 miles an hour and under. So that's what they're doing, is they've reached a consensus. They've reached a sort of okay, we'll do it. If you're forcing us to do it, the lawyers are involved. The judges have said you can't take my title away. Because if somebody takes your title away, what have they done to the value of your vehicle? Exactly. They've now taken something that you have a title ownership to.
It's
and they're
illegal in the
taking it
state
away.
of Ohio to sell a vehicle without a title.
Exactly.
So now they've just chained it around your neck.
Well,
and
they
said you
didn't
can't even
think
sell it.
about that before they did it, did they? Ready, fire, aim. It's the way things work now.
Well, they do a lot of dumb things like Ohio, when you trade, you have to pay the full value of the vehicle that you traded for, even if there's no money exchanged.
My friend, you complain we've changed the deal. Be grateful we don't change it more. In other states, they tax you on what they perceive to be the value of the vehicle. So if you give Chris a bro deal and sell him your $5,000 car for $500, Chris has to pay $500 worth of tax on it.
Well, no, what they did for me when I traded my what do you call it, Tenray, they took the value that was on my title for the Tenray and basically charged me tax on that for my FJ09 when I traded it, because they said that I said there was no cash trade. She goes,
Yeah, don't do that.
You never do
Never
that.
do that.
Never do
that.
I didn't know that.
Right.
At the time.
You didn't
Right.
know that. I
Right.
understand. That's your part.
You could
Because I'm
have said
thinking like no cash exchange. You go in, you pay.
So in
$30
other
to get
states,
a
what
thing.
happens is Chris has his $500 bro deal. In Ohio, he pays $500 tax because that's the amount that you agree he gave you for the car.
Right.
Regardless of how many BJs balanced it out. Right. But in other states, it was a lot. In other states, they're going to say that car, according to our records, that car is worth $5,000. I don't care that Chris paid you $500 for it. Chris is paying the tax for $5,000 on that car.
We were talking about California. I mean,
I just had to do one yesterday.
If you move to California and your car is less than so many years old or whatever, bam. No, we don't care that you bought it and paid sales tax on it in whatever state you live. When you go into California, you have to repay the sales tax.
I don't care that you've been paying your license plate and registration on this car for the past 7 years that you lived in Ohio. You live in California now. You have to pay us the back registration for the 7 years that this car was being driven, but it wasn't being driven in California.
Wow.
to get the ball rolling, to get your initial registration.
And sales tax on the and the current value
Right.
of the vehicle.
On the current
Like,
value
that
of the
happened to my
vehicle.
niece. She bought her car and 6 months later moved to California and had to repay all the sales tax again.
I just dealt with a customer today on the phone about that exact same scenario. So it's tough. It's really tough. We have rules. Yeah, so that's what that is. Weird stuff. 60 grand burning a hole in your pocket. You need to buy a motorcycle? Not me. But we've talked about these guys before. We like them. And one of our Patreons said, that thing you talked about as being vaporware is now you can buy it. So we talk a lot about things that we talk about that become vaporware. Well, this is one that actually went from being, hey, that's really cool. I wonder if they're actually going to build it. Well, now they actually built it and you can buy it. It is Langen's Lightspeed. We talked about how much fun this was going to be. Yeah, because everything that we'd ever want in a fun kick-ass bike, 185 horsepower, 185 kilograms.
That's enough.
Yeah, and only building 185 of the bikes. So building 185 bikes, 185 horsepower, and 185 kilograms. Again, I will say it, this is a beautiful motorcycle. I love the aesthetic of this bike. I think that very few motorcycles, when I see them, I go, damn, I just like looking at this bike. I think they did a really good job of balancing it, and it doesn't look tacky.
It has a round
ridiculous.
headlight.
It has a round headlight.
I like how the swing arm
has
aligns.
gold rims.
I like how the swing arm aligns with the frame.
Yes, the
Yeah,
trellis frame that goes from the neck of the motorcycle to the fucking axle of the back wheel as a undisturbed line.
Hey, Phil,
I love that.
Phil, you already own this bike.
And
You already own this bike.
What?
It's called the Aprilia Shiver.
The Aprilia Shiver. No.
yeah, but look at the exhaust.
It's similar.
too. The exhaust is like a bottom. It's like a fairing without being.
I
a
do
fairing.
like that. And
What
I think,
motor is in it, or is it a proprietary motor?
No, this is actually the Buell motor.
Okay.
So this is the Buell, don't say Eric, motor that they've been producing. It's been out for a number of years now. That is a known entity that makes, hand to God, 185 horsepower. Super fucking cool. Ratcliffe, the designer, worked with Vincenzo Mattia, an ex-Ferrari F1 engineer. He's the guy that you might remember we were talking about those two-strokes. And we fell in love with his adorable two-stroke. And his adorable two-stroke, kind of one of the things that I liked about the adorable two-stroke is it was a V-twin. And I like V-twins, but I like V-twins especially when they have two strokes. So I really, really thought that was badass. I think that when you look at Langen's company, and take a couple of minutes and check out their website, but I think that the Langen Lightspeed and I think that the Langen two-stroke are very cool motorcycles that I think represent builders that are not trying to build it for the common man. They're not trying to build it for everybody. But very much like Keanu Reeves, they're building a bike that they would like to ride. With Arch Motorcycle, they're building a bike that a person that's a skilled motorcycle rider could really get the most out of and really enjoy. Yeah, 60 grand. But yeah, it's going to be one. This is going to be, you're going to be the guy that has it.
It's like McLarens. McLarens aren't building cars for guys to drive to work or drive to the shopping mall or wherever. It's an enthusiast vehicle. It's a exquisite, like top-notch, next level vehicle.
Yeah, I completely agree. In just as far as I'm concerned, I've seen a lot of motorcycles that they've talked about that when this came out too, we looked at the two-stroke and we were like, man, if they ever build that, holy shit. And they did. And they built the two-stroke. And that's cool. And, don't threaten me with a 250-pound motorcycle that has 80 horsepower. Right? Don't threaten me with a two-stroke V-twin. Super cool, super sexy. I like all those things. It also doesn't hurt. It's a pretty looking bike. The two-stroke's a good looking bike too. You want to throw a picture of that up? It's pretty neat. The two-stroke's a cool looking bike. I think that the two-stroke's 40 grand. So, it's a discount. It's a savings. How can you afford to not have that motorcycle?
What motor does it use?
That's their own.
So I wonder.
That's the Ferrari one. That's the one that was designed by the guy from Ferrari Formula One team.
All right.
Yeah.
I wonder how many top ends they have laying around.
Damn good question, right?
But
Yeah.
the good news is it's a 2-stroke, so you just pop it off and pop a new one on.
But are there new ones? If that's what I'm saying. You know, like how long you gonna have?
You're going to have to ask the guy that built it. You're going to have to ask the company that built it. You know, I just think it's a beautiful machine. I like the aesthetic. I think it's great. I think that $40,000 is a lot of freaking money, but a brand new loaded up Harley is over 30 grand. So I guess for me and my neighbor, if my neighbor dumps 35 grand on a Harley Davidson and I dump 40 grand on this, I think we're both fucking dicks, you know, but I'm going to have more fun, I think, with mine. I feel like I might have more fun with mine. So anyway, that's just the thing. I wanted to give a little service to our Patreons because, hey, you tell us about cool shit. We'll go ahead and look it up for you. We'll talk about it.
You buy that
that's what we
now,
do.
and in like 30, 40, 50 years, it could be the Bruff Superior. or
That's a
something. Yeah,
really good point, too. When you consider classic motorcycles that we idolize today, Vincent Black Shadows and things like that, in their money of their day, they were astronomically expensive.
But they were well built and overbuilt, and classics of the that became.
But you know
they're
what?
Future classics.
But
right.
you know what it sucks about now is like back then people bought them because they were super into them. I don't think many guys bought those bikes like this is going to be an investor piece.
Correct.
Now all these cool bikes come out and some dick with like $1 billion goes and just buys it and puts it in a cave somewhere to like be like, there's my motorcycle.
Well, we talked.
As we've learned the past couple of weeks, drug dealers got to launder their money somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least with the light speed, it's not a proprietary motor, so you would think if you had any problems or you blew your motor up, you can go get another 1190 blue motor.
Right.
Yeah, the company
The
that built
two-stroke
it
is a different story. but-
exists. Right, the two-stroke is that's definitely going to be an issue. The V-twin two-stroke, it's going to be an issue. But that 1190 motor is you call a shop that's actually in America, for your parts. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I think that's
like
cool.
a Janus.
It is like a Janus. That's exactly right. It's supportable, infinitely supportable. So I think that's pretty cool. I dig that. Okay, so we have gifts. So because Christmas came, but my package didn't, hey, I have 2 badges you can choose because I decided I wanted to make political statements about my badges. Well, not political.
We don't need no
emotional
badges.
emotional badges. So you have your choice. You can either have a badge that says, I have to say weird stuff or I'll die.
That's probably me.
And then we have another one that says, I regret nothing.
That's probably me.
Okay, so Tom regrets nothing. Tom gets the I regret nothing badge. Which one do you want, Dan? I regret nothing or I have to say weird stuff?
I have to say weird stuff.
Okay, take that one.
Do you have one that says I regret everything?
Right. Sleepy, you want?
That's called anxiety,
All right.
and it's treatable.
Yeah. All right. John, which one do you want?
That one.
I regret nothing?
Okay.
Oh, no, Dan, I've got one.
Which
here.
one do you want, Pete?
Oh, regrets. No regrets.
No regrets. Okay, pass that down to Pete.
I want
No
one-
egrets.
No regrets.
No egrets.
All right. And then Chris, which one do you want?
Regrets.
Regrets. I regret nothing. Okay, very good. I thought that was going to happen. All right. If you didn't get one, check me out later.
I need to tell myself this.
All right. Now, the second gift. The second gift. Oh, the second gift. We have stories about the second gift. Renee and I tried really hard to make this happen, and it
a pack
pretty
of
much
cigarettes?
it didn't happen. It didn't happen, so we really had to drop back and punt on this fucking thing. So the way this works and what this is if you push the switch one way, okay, it's a flashlight. But if you push the other way,
It's a grenade.
it throws a dick on the wall.
Oh, beautiful.
But it also throws boobs on the wall.
Throw a dick on my face.
All right, I'll put it that way.
Oh,
So this
Look,
is...
I put.
Do me.
Look, there's John. Wait, we have butt. We have a butt. We have a dick, right? We have a dick, and then we have boobs, and then we have a tongue, and then we have a beaver shot, and then we have a butt shot. And you can rotate the wheel and pick whichever one you want. And that's on that side of the device where the clip is. If you flip it over the other way, then you can have a regular white flashlight. You can have a infrared light, a blue light, ultraviolet, for finding your creepy crabbies.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
And then you get a regular traditional laser pointer.
Oh, cat
out of that.
toy.
Hey, the
Cat
cats-
toy.
Molly's
right?
will love that.
And then off. So there you go. That one's mine.
Let's take those out in the driveway and put them at the
Dan,
airplanes.
Pass them to your left, sir. We're right by the airport.
Yeah, what is the federal offense of putting a dick on an airplane?
I don't think the dicks don't have that kind of range. I'm sad to tell you.
Yeah, they're on there all the time.
All right. Did Pete get one?
I did, yes. Thank you.
Okay. And Tom? There you go. All right. Good. Everyone got one. Yay. All right.
We're going to be blind by the end of this.
Well, that's the trick is you have to understand. You have to take the little safety clip off and stuff. But you have to understand that in one side you get. And I love the little pudgy dick they gave you. I can put one right on John's forehead. John just got a dick on his forehead. Right, he's just got a dong, and you can do dicks up or dicks down. Sometimes they're funnier when they're down.
Well, this explains because we were talking about the hat guy earlier.
Yes.
How it popped up on your feed.
Yeah.
This explains why dick lasers keep popping up on my feed.
Okay, yes. So the company, and I do want to give them a plug because it was tough. They're called Dick Lasers. I believe they're dicklasers.com. Or you can also find them at Naughty Lasers. Yeah. Naughty Lasers if you're British. That's your.
I was like, where are these dick lasers keep coming from?
Yeah, you got to be like 3 feet away. Yeah,
I can't wait to point this in my neighbor's house.
So that's the thing is the dick part doesn't go very far because it's going through a filter. So its range is pretty like 7 or 8 feet. That's all you get. Yeah. There's definitely a butter zone. Yeah. So great for the auditory podcast. Is us talking about us throwing dicks on each other.
Can we just do this the whole time?
You can.
If you're playing the home game,
right. You're playing the home game. We're having a lot of fun shooting dicks on stuff.
And Tom's gonna be blind back here.
Right. Yeah. The filter in front of the laser for the dicks is pretty effective at muting a lot of it, so it doesn't have super range that way. But everybody gets a dick laser.
I've got a dick burned into my retina.
Yes. So now for the rest of your life, you just see dick shadows.
I can finally see my settings.
Yeah, you can see your stuff. Right. So that was fun. We got dick lasers.
Thank you, Uncle Phil.
You're welcome. That was part of your Christmas gifts. And it was funny because I got those 2 items and neither of them showed up in time for Christmas, despite both being ordered well in advance. Right. So, that happens.
So I got to go home and tell my family, see, my friends actually know what I want.
Well, that's why I got the toolboxes. So I got those little Harbor Freight toolboxes. Right. These were supposed to be in the drawers. So
you're supposed to have a dick in your drawers.
Yeah. Interesting.
That Pete, he's playing tonight.
He is. He's on the money.
On fuego.
So we were talking earlier about Tanuki-san, drink.
Wow. I'm catching up.
Get caught up, man. So we were talking earlier about 400 cc's and when they were all the rage, and when we started talking about all like, oh man, if I could get a VFR 400. Blah. So right now on Iconic Motorbikes auction, they have a 1989 Honda VFR 400, an NC30.
You said it was rough. It doesn't look that rough.
Yeah, you got to get up close to it. So you look at it real close. It's not a cream puff.
There were some chips on the rims.
Yeah, it's not a cream puff, but it is damn sexy.
It is.
And there's 4 days left in the auction, $2,300. So, but I think this is one of those vehicles that, I had the CBR 400R, the Japanese domestic market one. It was super fun because it had the VTEC. This is one of those bikes that I think it's a really cool bike. It's a really, really neat machine.
You could buy that for $2,300.
Well, right now it's got some cool shit on it. I mean, the price is going to go higher, obviously. Yeah. The bodywork is amazing. The exhaust is super cool. This is a neat motorcycle. I dig this. And again, V4, gear-driven cams, all that fun stuff. Yeah. Oh, what's it say? Fuck carbs. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This one does have a lot of carbs. Bad news for you, boys. There's a whole lot of carbs. But this little 400 will run 130 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So
they sound good too. What's the red line? Like 16?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
So that's a VFR 400.
400 cc's in a V4 configuration.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A slightly bored out version of that became our V45. Yep. Or, I'm sorry, V30, the 500 VFR 500 Interceptor.
Does anybody know what year and what the first CBR was?
Oh shit! This is like the GSXR game.
CBR.
CBR.
It was CBR would be the 600.
1983, the CBR 400.
Yeah, it's the same one that we had. Merritt and I had the 87, the CBR 400R, because the 83 would have been an F.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I had an 86 600.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of amazing when you think about like all those Hurricane 600s and all that stuff from that era. That's the same bodywork. That's what they are. They're fucking
So,
cool.
Cinch, is the ice racing pond frozen over?
I haven't been back there, but I guarantee you, it's probably the whole thing is probably 3 feet thick.
Oh,
at
it
this
is?
point. Yeah, it'd have to be.
It's been so cold.
It has been.
Yeah,
man.
but it's under like 5 feet of snow. So
Sure.
What kind of segue was that?
It was pretty solid.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick.
Popped in my mind.
It did. Yeah, that was legit. The
I need to be alone with my laser flashlight.
I want to go back to VFR land.
Well, so about VFR land, so you know that if Sleepy wants to pull it up, this motorcycle was one of the first motorcycles that had the single-sided rear swing arm. So that was always one of those cool race items, is you could get that rear wheel off the bike and change the rear rubber out real quick. You know, that design. There's a lot of things on this motorcycle that, considering, you know, we're talking about 1989.
It's got the best part. Yeah, 2 round headlights.
Like 2 round headlights.
It don't even need a motor, and I'd ride that thing like that.
It is a really, really
Well, as small as it is, you could put it on one of the little riding horse machines and just put a quarter in it and ride it.
just rip around on that. 13,000 miles on it. It is it's not a U.S. model bike. It's not a U.S. machine. It is an import. So I think it's cool. I think it's a really neat machine. I dig it. Again, it's not perfect, so it might sell cheap. So I think that's going to be neat.
Where do you think it'll finish?
I think it's going to finish around $6,000. I think it's going to finish around $6,000. So there's not when you look. What I love about iconic motorbike auctions is they don't just like bring a trailer, just list the car up. You tell them what it is, they list it. You pay them a couple of $100 extra, and they take all the pictures and they write a very romantic description of the vehicle.
Flowery.
Yes. What I like about iconic motorbike auctions is they actually inspect the unit. They know what's going on with the machine, and they test the brake fluid for how much moisture is in the brake fluid. Like, they go through the thing and tell you what's going on. And sometimes with bikes that are there, so if you see a motorcycle that's listed in Panorama City, California, that's their headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And 90% of the time, they've done a little something. Like I just looked at a Ducati on there, and they said it presented with an oil leak, but they fixed it.
Yeah, they got a master mechanic. and all
Hell
that.
yeah, they got a bunch of good guys.
Well, we didn't even
over there.
talk about that. So, like, because you bought bikes from them, the dudes from Iconic came running up and was like, "Hey, is that Phil Waters?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah."
Abby's a great dude.
Dude,
Abby's a great dude.
He said he'd come on the podcast.
He will.
We got to talk to him about.
We're just
that.
waiting
He
for the
was
right
so
moment.
cool.
He's a super cool guy.
Really cool guy.
Yeah, he's busy. He's doing fun shit. But I think he's great, and I love everything they got going on there. And mostly I love it because they're the only auction house that I've found yet that has got that weird, like 90% of the bikes they have for sale are relative to my interests.
Yeah, right.
Right? And I love that. I love.
Well, I mean, they
like,
nailed the name. They sell iconic.
They do sell iconic motorbikes. Right. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm glad that website was open for you.
Right.
Right.
Talk about a
they
perfect
do.
name for
yeah,
it.
It is the perfect name. They do exactly what they say they do. So I think that's cool. And this bike is rough. I mean, like if you look at that close-up picture, there's a hell of a ding in that rim, and that rim has seen things. That bodywork's all fresh and new, but that rim gives you an idea of the shit this bike has seen. Like that wasn't 20,000 miles under a 75-year-old man. That rim's taken some hits. That rim's been put on violently. Those tires have been put on with a great degree of anger.
That rim had to earn a living at some point.
That rim has seen some shit, right? And the tires are 2020 and 21 respectively, so they're not terribly old, but the rim has seen some shit. So that's fine. You know, it's a motorcycle. It's done cool stuff. But yeah, pretty neat.
Alex said he has a VFR 400 listed on Marketplace at the moment for 7,500 AUD, so that's about $5,000 American.
Good for him. Oh, man, that's good to
awesome.
know. That's great. Yeah, I think this one's going to pop around $6,000 because of the cult factor, and I think it's going to pop it around $6,000 because of that fresh bodywork. All that fresh bodywork is pretty tasty for the right guy. You take the bodywork off this bike, and it's kind of a dog.
It's kind of a forbidden fruit in the United States too, because they didn't really sell them here.
That's right. That's another reason that you want to show up on this bike. In a different listing, there's a 700. So they have a V45. So they have.
What do you think the odds are with how every time one of these motorcycles pops up for sale, or a ZX7 or a 900RR, all the manufacturers get to see 9,000 guys go, oh my God, it's got double round headlights. And yet none of these people are producing a bike with double round headlights.
Yeah.
Make them small, make them HID, but come on.
I mean,
it's a common to every dude. You want to hear my noise? Just show me a fucking double
that's the game. I mean, you're making the noise over 125cc Papio.
Yeah, it doesn't
just
matter.
because it's got twin headlights.
Yes.
Right? And
An adventure bike with 2 round headlights back in the day. Sexy.
Yeah.
Sport bike, 2 round headlights.
Yeah.
Sexy.
TDM 850 is a sexy bike.
Take a Triumph and take everything off of it and stick 2 round headlights on the front of it. Fucking sexy.
Absolutely.
That's all you need, man.
Steve is quite obviously a boob man.
I don't know what it is. Circles inside of circles. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'm going crazy. Can't deal with it.
I like something with a big exhaust.
Yeah. Yes. So they have another one. Just in
there we go.
What's that? Oh,
Gotta stick the boobs on his face.
oh, there you go.
Trying to put the boobs on his face. There we go.
So just so you can, for comparison shopping, just for the folks at home that want to know,
Yes.
a 1990 VFR 400R NC30, same bike, sold for $15,000. $15,000.
But that one looks
now this one's
mint.
a cream puff.
I was going to say, that
Right.
looks like it's never been
This
ridden.
one's a cream puff. This one's actually been on tracks in Japan. Like, this has got legacy. This is legit. It's an on track kind of bike.
Was that Socio Haro's personal?
back that
What was his
up.
name? That was his personal bike.
Right. Yeah. So it gives you an idea that, you know, these can pull big money. These can pull accidentally. So there you go. There's your Japanese Seguro track pass to show that it passed tech inspection. It legally got on the racetrack. 29,000 kilometers on the machine. So, yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah. So they can get big money. Don't be scared. That bike will sell for more money than you think it will. Maybe that 6,000 I'm coming in is going to be real low.
It's funny you said, kilometers, obviously.
Yeah.
I got yelled at by a dude on YouTube today for using imperial
Yeah, they
measurements.
want to see. There's a lot of people every time I post a YouTube video, when I talk about distance units,
Yeah.
right, and SAE, when I do that, they're always like, hey, if you're going to put up the miles per hour, you damn well better put up the clicks too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, give your balls a tug.
Yeah.
Right? Figure it out.
It's
I
20,
did, but I
it's
can't-
25 dead kings to the mile.
Right.
I get it, but I can't argue with them. The system is better than our system. So it's like when the guy said, why don't you use a real system? Like, I agree with you on that aspect,
Okay.
but we don't use that.
But also,
Yeah.
if somebody's making a report and they tell me that it's 15 degrees centigrade out, I am smart enough to instantly in my head calculate that to make
or
that work.
Google it if you have
Right.
to. It's not
so the
that-
point is, don't bitch at me. Be smarter. Okay? Because
Exactly
if
it.
you tell me this bike tops out at 160K, I don't have to do any math. I know that's 100 miles an hour.
I was going to say 83.5 miles an hour.
Yeah, Tom fails. Okay, so be smarter, right? So if you're catering to a dumb audience, then yeah, maybe you got to hold their hand and put up the pounds per square inch and the kilonewtons and the pascals, and
is
you
it
got to put everything up.
1.6?
What's that? So miles per hour versus kilometers per hour is 0.6. So
Okay.
100 kilometers is little 62 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's easy then.
It's easy.
Yeah, right.
Right. So 0.6 is the math. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can figure out how to tip in a fucking restaurant, you can figure out how to work miles to kilometers.
Well,
and kilometers
I've
to
noticed
miles.
that most people don't know how
Also-
to tip at a restaurant. So.
And again, my statement stands: be smarter.
the bill was $100. What is it? $6?
I think it's funny when I sell somebody a Japanese car,
Yeah.
and the next time I see the car again, they've printed out with the label Baby Junior all the speeds, and they've stuck stickers to their speedometer because they can't train their brain to know that 80 kilometers is 50 miles an hour, right?
How many times have you sold one of those cars to somebody and they came back because the red check engine light was on every time they hit highway speeds?
Yeah, that's the motorcycles. The cars make a buzzy noise.
Okay.
Yeah. The cars go,
I just remember, what did I ride? I rode something and I was like, oh, fuck, it's broke. And you were like, no, dude.
no, that's the speed light.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of Japanese motorcycles that have speed lights on them. It's just that's that era, that mid 80s, mid 90s era,
Yeah.
where at 100K,
Yep.
that red light comes on to tell you that you are being a bad citizen. Mm-hmm. Like you are harming the society. You should slow the fuck down.
But if you don't know what it is, you're like, oh, no.
I've lost all my oil.
Yeah.
That's all the oil has come out of
Red
the
light
machine.
is not a good thing
The
here.
good news is I slowed down and it went out.
Yeah.
So I might just be a little low on oil.
Dude, I
I
swear.
got to go fast and keep the oil pressure up. It's just the way it works.
The new ones have a little soundtrack that says, just report to jail.
Yes. Well, now the electronic toll collection thing, because all the cars I get have an ETC box in it. And every time you turn the key on, it just comes out with the and you're like, oh, thank you. Good morning to you too. Adorable. Yeah. I get the biggest kick out of it all the time. Triumph said they were introducing a whole bunch of bikes this year.
Yeah.
Go see him Saturday.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's this Saturday?
Yeah.
This upcoming Saturday. Yep.
I did get my ticket.
Well, the newest one, or the one that Sleepy's going to make the noises about, maybe, because it doesn't have two headlights on the front end, is their new Speed Twin Cafe Racer.
Oh, I saw that.
And the Speed Twin Cafe Racer is kind of fucking cool.
It is.
I don't know if I like it.
It's smaller than
okay.
it should. Is it the one that's the CB350 size, right?
No, it's 1200.
Oh, I thought you said what did you say?
So the Thruxton 400 exists on this planet. We all sat on it.
thought you
It was
said that.
adorable.
Yeah.
No, this is the 1200.
Oh, the 12K.
The 1200.
Thruxton,
Do your
Juxton.
homework, Sleepy.
Okay, there it is.
The
I see it now.
Thruxton Justin, exactly, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is.
No, thank
And-
you. No, thank
all
you.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
baby.
And it's
You don't like that?
Nope.
What is wrong with Johnny Mac?
I don't like it.
Johnny's a Honda man.
yeah.
Oh, no. Give me a Thruxton in the British Racing green and gold stripe. That's what I like.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't like
I'm
that.
sure they'll have different color combos, but let's just talk about the style, man. It looks good.
It looks like a Thruxton.
It is a Thruxton. Right. It's a Thruxton with the 1200cc motor.
Yeah, I mean, I like the 1200cc motor. I just
Right.
don't like the bodywork, the paint scheme and stuff.
Yeah, I could get that. I'm on that. I pick it up. I'm picking up the train
Brown
down.
seat. Oh,
Yeah, it's brown
Hipster.
seat. It's
Hipsters.
it's paying all the dues. It's got the gold forks. It's got the upside downs. It's got the 17s on it.
I don't hate that.
It chose to not have wire wheels. It chose to have mags, which I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's a boo.
The big megaphone exhausts.
pea
right?
shooters. There should be
But
pea shooters.
here's what kind of got me on this, and I mean I dig it. I respect. You got to build a cafe racer, and I tell you, the Triumph paint has been fantastic lately. The green metallic looked good on the Steve McQueen. It looks good on this bike. It's a cool bike, but I have issues, and one of my issues that I have with it is this $20,000.
Oh, that's too much money. That's too much money. Sorry.
So it's,
Oh, hell no.
it's $20,000. All right.
No.
And the problem is the gap between this bike and the exact same bike is $5,000.
And what do you get?
Fancy paint.
The fancy paint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you
Right.
get? You
So
ain't-
that's the problem, right? So here's my bit of a problem is when you take the Speed Twin Cafe, which is what this is Speed Twin Cafe. When you take the Speed Twin Cafe and you go, okay, what is so much better than the Speed Twin basic model, right? The Bonneville T120 or the Speed Twin. To me, it starts to be like, oh, I don't know, man,
it's
because
not a Thruxton though. It's a Cafe Speed Twin.
it's a Cafe Speed Twin, so this is the one that costs $5,000 less. Go ahead and pull this up.
That's the
Right.
cat. That's the
This is the Speed Twin 1200.
Speed Twin bag lunch.
So here's, I don't get this. So,
Speed Twin poverty
so
class.
this bothers me. So
Yeah.
like Dan's bike, right?
Well, that definitely doesn't look better.
No, but so Dan's bike is like $9,000 or $10,000, right?
Right.
And you seem, to me, it seems like a $15,000 bike for $10,000.
Right.
These bikes seem like $10,000 bikes for $15,000.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it
Right.
doesn't. I don't know.
And the
man.
difference, so people kind of understand the difference between the Speed Twin 1200 and the Bonneville 1200, because it's very fucking confusing. I'll tell you that. If you are looking at, I want to own a Triumph, and I want to own a Triumph Bonneville, or I want to own a Triumph 1200, the trick is you got to know which one you want to buy, because they are different. And the Bonneville and the Speed Twin are different motorcycles because of the engine and because of how much money, how much horsepower you're getting. And so you're buying a Bonneville T120. This is now $6,000 less than that Speed Twin. Now, this looks like a Bonneville, right?
Yeah, it does.
This is what you'd expect a Bonneville to look like, right? This is a Bonneville motorcycle.
Yeah, and it looks nice.
But it's 85 horsepower compared out of a 1200. compared to the Speed Twin, which is 105 horsepower.
So for an extra $12,000, you can have the same horsepower as my BMW.
Right. And to also put it not so bluntly, if you wanted to go between a Bonneville or a Speed Twin, for $1,000, you pick up an extra 20 horsepower.
True.
Okay. The Bonneville is clearly their retro style bike. It's very, very retro. It's extraordinarily old school, right? That's what it is. But you say Speed Twin and you lose all the fork boots, you lose the spokes, you're getting a totally different motorcycle when you say Speed Twin. But that's that trick, is when you say, oh, well, okay, now we're going to go for all the things. We want to have the Speed Twin 1200 Cafe Racer Edition. That's why you're throwing down the 20K.
Right.
That's where you get into that. So I feel like, I think it's a great looking bike. I think it's super cool. But I think that for $4,000 more expensive than a 1200cc that has the exact same amount of horsepower, that's a big ask.
How is that? Look up the Thruxton RS.
Yep. Go ahead. We'll do it.
I mean, it looks like a Thruxton RS.
Right.
8 more horsepower, and the Thruxton RS is like 17,000.
Is the Thruxton RS also the 1200cc?
Yes,
It is. Okay.
with 8 more horsepower.
Is the Thruxton RS being offered this year?
Well,
I don't know,
I just looked at it.
because
I don't think so.
I don't think it is. I think this has replaced it.
Oh.
I think this bike has replaced the Thruxton RS.
So they're just it's a Thruxton, and they're just calling it something.
Yeah, because remember last year was the last year for the Thruxton.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
last year was the
a big
last
deal
year for the
about it,
Thruxton. Right.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a big deal. Right. And you're right. This is what's replaced it.
So that's why the picture of it was on. It was weird. The picture of a Thruxton was there, but it didn't say Thruxton. And when I clicked on it, it opened it up. But
And this bike's $2,000 more than last year's Thruxton RS final edition. And the final edition is the same 103 horsepower, 83 torques. It's the same motor. It's the same everything, right? So I think that, if you're the buyer, and let's go ahead and, just for the sake of fun, we'll go ahead and pull the picture up, because I think this is the one that John is thinking of as far as being like infinitely strokeable. I think that might be the bike. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys.
I know. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, fucking garbage. So somebody's website's not so great. Oh, terrible,
Well,
man.
During this pause,
See, look
of the action.
this is what I'm seeing. So if you go to their website, you see like the Daytona, the Rocket, Off-Road, TXP.
Right.
That's the Thruxton.
There you go.
But it's still there on their website, but it
Yep,
doesn't even.
it's last year's model.
Yeah.
So go ahead and throw this picture up, Sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, different gas tank, right?
Oh, that's a sexy bike.
Right. Spoke wheels, lace wheels.
Yep.
Spoke wheels, a black seat.
Yep.
Spoke wheels, black seat.
Bam.
Right. Boom. And less money.
Make the sound.
Right.
Make the sound.
And less money.
Wasn't me.
Right.
What?
And less money. So that's
And they're on clearance at your Triumph dealer.
yeah, they might be, right? If you can find one.
Yeah, I don't know if
right?
you can find one of those.
If you can find one, it might be cheap. So that's definitely something that if you're into such a thing, this might be a great way for you to end up with one.
Or just buy the BMW R9T.
Which is the bike you wanted anyway.
No, I'd rather.
So what's
And it has
the
more
MSRP
power.
on that?
I
Which
want
one?
the Thruxton.
This one? The one I'm showing right now?
The BMW.
The 25?
I don't know what they're going for, but
let's find out.
it's same neighborhood.
I don't like those big, dumb, bulky heads sticking out the side. I don't know.
That's the calling card, John.
Right. Yeah, that's
calling
BMW.
what I don't know. It's not
That's
for me.
BMW. 17,245.
I feel like you're
So
like,
about $3,000 less, maybe $2,000 less. Yeah. About $2,000
can't
less
do
for the
that.
R9T.
Really?
Yep.
Have you ridden one?
I'll let you ride mine anytime you want. They're cool.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It
Yeah.
wears its weight very low, and
It does. They handle super
Yeah.
nice.
provoking.
Yeah. He's just stabbing at you right now. Yep. Let me see if I can find a picture of the 2026 just for comparisons, because it is a worthy comparison. 23,
BMW
26. Oh God, they're all
airhead
black. It's such a dumb color.
Well, then you got the oil heads and the air heads and
All the kind of heads.
All the
the
different kinds of heads. So go ahead. You can pull this picture up, Sleepy. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about with the R9T. So yeah, I mean it's a sexy bike. I think, in my opinion, if somebody said, "Would you rather have the Thruxton 1200 or would you rather have the BMW R9T, R12S? You know,
That's like the vintage
I'm in.
R90 paint scheme.
That's the so that was the idea. It's the R90 paint scheme from the 70s. That's last year's bike, BT Dubs, not this year's bike.
But I wish they would have put, if they would have just put dual shocks on the back and not the fucking single floater thing, it would have been so much better.
Oh yeah, because I think though that you have to have that because it's what it is. Yeah,
Thruxton has dual shocks with remote reservoirs.
Sure does. Absolutely.
But I do like the BMW though. I bet you that ride's so nice.
Probably.
They're fake.
Probably.
Like the carburetors.
They're fake. Like the fake Emals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's painful.
The injector
That is
raters.
fucking painful.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so nostalgic." I'm like, "Oh my god, it's broken."
Why did you make the bike look like it sucked?
Why don't you put Lucas down the side of the wiring harness?
Label everything electric with the Lucas logo on it and just be done with it. I got to say the 2026 is not doing better than the 2025.
Oh, what is that?
It's Shamu.
No, we don't like that.
It's Shamu.
Shamu.
Comes in black and white, blue and white, which are indiscernible. That's better.
That's better.
That's better. The silver with the red frame is quite sexy.
But is the tail section different or is it the color?
That you can take that off. So that's on all BMW R9s. That just pops off.
Well, they need to not take that off on the other pictures because that looked terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Terrible. It is on there. It's just painted that blue.
No, it's not.
Just, it's a cover. That's a cover.
See,
Yeah,
it
no,
needs
I
that.
disagree with everybody.
Yeah. There's the comparison pictures between the two.
It needs that thing.
It needs the hump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs the monoposto. Yeah.
It wouldn't need that thing if they made the seat.
That's the option 719 aluminum package,
No.
right? So that's what that is. Yeah.
I like last year's better.
Yeah, well, 17,940 doll hairs. So there you go. And if you do option 719, that's going to be an extra $2,100. Yep.
You're not getting out of BMW for under 24 G's on a 17 price.
Well, if you do that model R12S, the super duper delicious one,
Yeah.
that's an extra $5,000,
Bish.
right? Because you get the cafe fairing and you get the little tail
Did
section.
the other
and all
ones
the
have
sexy
wired
shit.
wheels?
What's that?
Did the other ones have spoke
No,
wheels?
they had mags. That one has spokes. I
See,
think.
it's all about the spokes. You got to have the spokes, especially if they're tubeless spokes.
Yes, which with BMW, you know it is.
Yeah.
Right. It absolutely is. Guaranteed.
Thruxton.
Sleepy has spoken.
Yeah, you're right. So you get the poverty spec at 17,940, and that's got the alloy wheels.
Yeah.
They're cute. They're cool. I don't have a problem with them, but spokes are sexier.
But if you're going to go, you might as well go big on that one because the other one's so much better looking.
Again, my solution for all these bikes is find a 3-year-old one.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Just find a 3-year-old one, especially in today's market. Just find a 3-year-old version of whatever it is you want to buy.
Right.
And sometimes they're better.
Well, and especially with BMWs, because BMWs divided into two ways. You got the guys that like Pete, that put 196,000 miles on their bike, and then you got the guys that put $102,000 into them and 7 miles on them.
Oh, believe me.
So you just got to find one of those.
The R9T that's in our shop right now is a 2015 first-gen R9T. It's got the best clocks on it. It has the best gauges, the best everything, upside-down shocks. It is awesome. It is fucking amazing. And then the previous owner did all the nice things by putting better suspension on it. And that's the right way to buy that bike. 7,000 miles on it and has all the delicious shit done to it already. A Kropich exhaust, like money, all spent by somebody else. And then I look at the 40th anniversary, our R90 Urban I got, the Ewan McGregor bike, and that has got traditional forks in the front. It's got the world's worst clock. I mean, it's a clock. It's a speedometer. But it doesn't do any of the cool shit that the one that's 10 years older does perfectly. Right? So sometimes getting a bike that's 2 or 3 years old, you're actually getting the better bike because you have beat the enshittification. So if you can beat the enshittification of a product, you're doing good.
Especially if it has records. Or something like you can see that it was maintained or whatever.
Buy the bike when the company realized they were spending too much money and they needed to cheapen it out. Buy that your bike. Yeah.
Does it do that dumb thing where you give the gas, it wants to fall to the right?
It's not as violent as the Guzzi because the Guzzi carries its pistons up a little higher.
Oh, okay.
So with the Guzzi, the pistons are a wee bit higher than with the BMWs. The BMWs are lower. So when you crack a Gucci wide open, it really gives you the torque effect.
Oh, it'll stain your pants. Yeah, I was riding Smith's
From the
bike
inside.
for you. You were like, "Hey, can you ride Smith's bike back from the fucking your warehouse a couple years ago?"
Right.
Oh my God. I'm down there. Everything was fine. I get to the stoplight and I wanted to give it a bark.
Crack this baby.
I was like, and it was like, and it moved like 2.5 feet. I thought it was gonna fucking fall over.
When a
dude.
1400 is rotating on its crankshaft, some shit's happening.
Yeah.
I like to do a barrel roll on mine when I'm sitting at a stoplight. Really, people really are impressed by that move.
I mean, look, when we were kids and we all got our first V8, I mean, that doesn't happen for modern children. But when I was a kid growing up and you got your first V8 and you'd sit at the light and you'd hit the gas, the whole car would shake.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, that 454 cubic inch plant is a big plant. So if I give it a little gas, the whole car shifts. And when you can shift a Cutlass Supreme, that's a lot of mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing all right.
Yeah. The class of the lass is judged by the mass of the ass, I guess. So so that was kind of fun. Yeah, it took you a little while to get that one, didn't it?
Swearinger just threw $10 in the pot and asked a question.
Have you checked? Oh, Mr. Yeah. First of all, Swearingen. Dave Swearingen with one of the best topic suggestions I've had yet today. Vespa has a new bike this year.
I saw it.
And so for the past several years, Vespa has done what they call the lunar calendar bikes.
Slippy snake.
Okay. And we know that the first lunar calendar bike, I think the first one was the Bunny, the year of the Bunny. So I think the first lunar calendar bike was the Vespa 946 Rabbit. And the Vespa 946 Rabbit had this weird ass acid green paint job that Tom loved. 2023. Tom absolutely loved this fucking paint job, the Bunny, right? And honestly, we started calling it the Bunny, and I think they picked up on it, and we're like, oh, that works. And
Tom,
so
we're talking about the Bunny. Get your butt over here.
we're talking about the Vespa 946 Bunny because Dave Swearingen asked us to talk about the horse. So the first year that they did the lunar calendars happened to be the Bunny. And the Bunny is this weird lime baby puke green color.
Yeah.
And it has these adorable, I'll say it, adorable cartoon bunnies on it. And there's a cartoon bunny on the leg shields and there's a cartoon bunny on its butt, on its hip. Now, a little bit about the 946. So the 946 came out in 2013, I think.
Wait, are those 3-dimensional feet sticking off the top?
No, that's an artistic representation.
Okay. I was like, man, they took that to the
Cool
extreme.
your jets. Yeah. Right.
Are the feet removable?
Yeah, the feet removable. So here's a picture of the bike showing its ass. You know, that's the Bunny on the back. And so the 946, when it came out, was this very cutting edge, very Art Deco version of a Vespa. And it is all those things. But it's what happens when you go somewhere and they show you a prototype in clay and you're like, well, they're never going to build that. And then the next year they built it. And it didn't make any fucking sense because it doesn't have any underseat storage area. And its body is so, it's so complicated that it weighs more than a GTS 250 or 300.
And the bottom.
What is the power plant?
150.
It kind of looks like you might be sitting on a toilet too from that angle.
And I think it's the old 150. Did they ever update it to the 3V or the? It's still the original ET4 power plant.
So you're
like
kind of
power plant.
Yeah,
it's got that alien head.
It's the leader motor. I think it's a leader motor,
Is it
right?
leader?
So I think it's a leader motor. And what I can promise you is, if you get one of these up to 65 miles an hour, you're winning. You're because it's not the world's peppiest
And
150.
it is
because it's dragging around an extra 100 pounds of steel.
And it's the most complicated rear suspension setup in the world.
And you can't put two people on it unless you buy the extra long cantilevered seat and
you
the
have
helmet
to take out
box.
7 panels to get to the motor.
These were not a great idea, right? So they weren't a great idea. But the original Vespa 946, when it came out, was the color and the texture and the metal of an Airstream trailer.
Yeah.
And when it came out in its prototype, we happened to be at the event where they launched it. Me and Robot and Bailey were drinking heavily. And we broke into the room where they had the prototype Vespa up on the stage. So, of course, we had to pull the blanket off of it. and like, we're seeing something that no other dealer in America has ever seen. And we decided it'd be a great idea if we sat on it and got a bunch of pictures of us drunk sitting on this one-of-a-kind prototype, sexy Vespa. And we did not realize that the one that was up on stage was made of clay and fiberglass.
Oh, your newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
We may have accidentally broken the prototype bike. I'm not saying we did. I'm saying
Allegedly.
I just heard weird noises, right? But we did get some cool pictures. I have to look and find them of us kind of having fun on it.
I have a question.
Yeah, fire it up.
So what's the little round thing right under the front of the
A
seat?
decorative embellisher.
Okay, it does nothing.
It does nothing.
That's what I
There
thought.
is no function to it. You don't press that button in, and that's not where the gas goes. It's a decorative embellisher. So now that you guys have had all your intro to the 946, oh, and BT Dubs, this is a 150cc scooter that costs, in 2013, $10,000.
What?
So it was over twice the price
Got to be a button for that.
of any other 150cc Vespa 10 years ago, right?
It's coming.
So
Say what?
10 years ago. Say what? Right. So that's when it came out. We were like, well, that's a great artist concept, but nobody's ever going to buy one. Right. Well, it turns out the next year they actually brought the cocksucker out and made us order them. So, and then the problem was entirely ours. So they have existed in many different forms. There was a white one with a red seat that was quite fetching. You know, they're cool. You know, they are what they are. This is what the dual seat looks like for anybody who cares. Look at how long that fucking seat is.
Oh, wow.
And it came with red grips.
It looks like a tongue.
It does look like a tongue. It looks like a tongue is licking your butt. Yeah.
That's almost like that ugly seat that they put on the
much is
Harley
it?
Davidsons. That like the double.
They
could have made
the duo saddle.
You
seat
could get
with the rail around it. I hate those.
You could go
Those
to
are awful.
Spencer's Gifts and get a set of like big like fake lips and put it on there and have the Rolling Stones logo just rolling around.
Yes. So that is the 946. Well, the 946 was already challenging because no dealer in America really had a bunch of customers that wanted to spend over $10,000 for a 150cc scooter, despite the Art Deco sex dream that this thing is. So really cool. Everyone liked it, but they just wouldn't admit it was a bad idea. So what they would do is every year they would sign a contract with somebody really, really expensive. And
What are your qualifications? We are expensive. You're hired.
I'm glad you asked because there's a particular group of assholes out there that love
Different than us?
that love Christian Dior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dior. And if you know about Dior already, go fuck your hat. Okay?
Yeah.
Fuck your fucking hat.
They're not
because
listening
that
to
is
this
just
podcast.
fuck your hat. There is nothing I can say better. That is gratuitous display of wealth on the highest level. Go ahead, Sleepy. Throw this fucking thing up on the sheet, up on the wall so people can see it. Okay? And now you're going to ask me.
I love the Dior milk crate.
And you're going to ask me, you're going to say, Phil, why are you so salty at this particular Vespa? Why does this, even the purse hanger, the purse hook is the CD Christian Dior logo. Now, first of all, boys, $23,000.
I was going to say, how much is that $10,000 scooter?
$13,000 of anger. Okay, that's what I got. $13,000 of anger. Now, what you'll see is a custom Christian Dior helmet and a custom Christian Dior purse and a custom Christian Dior top case. Do you think that you can buy any of those items at your Vespa dealer? No, you cannot. You can only buy them at the Christian Dior store. There's, I think, 2 of them, one in New York City and one in California, in Beverly Hills. There's probably more, whatever. But the point is, if you want to order one of these fuckers, you got to talk to your Vespa dealer. Well, you got to talk to the Dior store, and then Dior store calls me and places the order, and then I sell the bike. Now, and normally in the case of a bike sale, I would make 9%, 11% profit, which in the case of a $23,000 bike is a good day for Unky Phil.
It's almost an incentive to sell that bike.
Now, here's the problem, except this one. So when you sell this one, you don't get 11% profit. You get a flat rate $900.
Oh my God.
So now you just took away any incentive I have to stroke all the way to the bottom of your geesh and get that sale out of you.
To deal with probably the worst customer you
on
ever
the
have
planet.
to face.
I have not successfully sold this bike 3 times because the people I had to deal with, oh, yes, I'm calling about the Dior Vespa. Sure, 23 grand. Well, can we get it with black trim instead of gold trim? No. It's what it is. It's a Christian Dior.
Please tell me you actually yell at them.
You know I'm not nice.
I know.
To people, right? I'm like, no, you get it exactly the way it comes in. It's a fucking designer piece, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to yell at, Ferrari and tell them they put the wrong color seats in your car.
Hey, Picasso, can you change this fucking stripe over here?
Right. You're buying the thing because it's a fucking Dior. And I love all the guys who are like, my wife has Dior everything, so I'm getting her a Dior Vespa. Really, it's $23,000. What else do you have that's white? Every single time.
A lot of fucking Justin Biebers.
Yeah. Your option is also, and those were overpriced too, right? Your option is an overpriced Dior and overpriced Beaver. One of the two. Take your pick.
He already has the overpriced Beaver. That's why he was calling.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that Beaver didn't come cheap. But yeah, special wheels, special trim, gold-plated everything. And again, the only place I've ever seen these bikes on the road is Vespa Thailand.
Oh, I'm sure.
So there's money apparently. So I don't get it.
Well, all right. That was a Vietnamese box.
So now, thanks to Dave Swearingen, you all want to know about...
Some lady boy's been working his butt.
So we talked about the first year. The first year of the lunar calendar was the bunny.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody know what the second year of the lunar calendar was?
The cock. Right? No?
No, it's coming up though.
The snake.
Oh, the
right?
snake. Yeah.
No, it was the dragon.
Oh.
That was my next guess.
Okay.
Right. It was the dragon. And so the Vespa 946 Dragon came out in a color I like to call unsellable sand. Okay. This color sucks. This color sucks awful. Not only
Tell us how you really
not
feel.
only is it boring to look at, but it is satin finish. So when you touch it, your fingerprints stay on the bike forever.
That looks like you got a sticker kit from like Walmart.
Bingo!
Stuck it
The
on
only thing
something.
that makes this bike special is the sticker kit.
The only thing that would make this bike better is a Monster Energy drink sticker.
No, take the green dragons off it and make it like Africa core.
Yeah, this this color, desert sand, the satin sand was a bike color that they use this color on other bikes. It is tragic. It is impossible to keep it clean. But again, yours for the low price of $13,000.
What if that's the actual name? Tragic Sand.
Tragic Sand? Dirt Magnet is what it should be called. So that was the second, was the Dragon. Okay.
It's not quicksand.
And then the only one that I think they actually got right, and I'm sad because nobody's going to buy one, so I won't be able to see one in my shop for real, is the Snack.
Oh, the snake.
And I want a snake because I've seen snakes in person, and the paint is fucking amazing.
Sean Noel.
The paint on the Snack is gorgeous. The paint is not any silver color that Vespa uses normally. It is like liquid metal. The Snack is beautiful. The Snake is great. The Snake accessories are cool.
I concur.
Everything about the Snake is cool looking. It's really neat. I just can't find the right cocksucker in Cleveland to come off 13 grand to get one for a 150cc scooter.
Yeah.
That's really, really tough to find the buyer for that. So I have a problem selling that bike, right? It's just, I don't have a problem. Come off your money. $13,499 BT dubs. That's before tax. That's before title. That's before freight. Yeah, $13,499. You can buy a lot of real motorcycles for $13,499. Sure you can. Okay. So the last one that we have, we've seen the bunny, we've seen the dragon, we've seen the snack, is the horse. This year's year of the horse. If we go 2 more years, we get to have the year of the cock.
They should put them together, the horse cock.
If you want to ride, yeah, ride the white horse. So the 946 horse is the new one.
Oh.
And I got to say, they've truly tested the limits of what the American buying public
Won't buy.
Oh, man, this thing. Oh, and as much as I say, there's a bunch of little nice touches to this bike that are pretty fucking cool, but nobody's going to buy it because it's poo brown. And look at this bike. Yeah. Oh, man.
I think the color of the bike, the wheels
Gold wheels would have helped.
Gold wheel, like, you know what I mean? They could have made, they could pull it off, but the trim is not right. The
This
black exhaust.
bike is brown on top of brown on top of brown on top of brown.
Yeah.
There is nothing on this bike that isn't brown.
It needs a fire eagle on the front fender.
They put a gold horseshoe on that disc that Sleepy was talking about earlier, the mystery disc under the seat. They put a gold horseshoe on there. They put a gold horseshoe on the back of the saddle, and the saddle is a fancy kind of leather that Vespa tried a bunch of years ago that stained everybody's pants
Oh, is
brown.
that fucking Scudoni?
Yeah.
God damn it.
So there we go. And then it's got brown leather grips and it's got brown leather cock holster wraps, those things.
And like all
on the mirrors.
For special editions, like usually you have so many in your showroom right now that have cool wheels. Like they have like little red stripes
these are
on
just
the wheels.
brown powder coated. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, these are brown powder coated wheels. And again, $13,499. But I gotta say, just to be fair, to be completely fair, the image that I just threw up here, I mean, I threw up a little in my mouth.
I just threw up too, yeah.
Okay. So I want you to look at
Is the horse grabbing his dick?
The cock holster?
What the hell's going on there?
So, well, first of all, be careful about the way you use your gender nominatives with the Vespa marketing department this year, because we're having some trouble. All the girls and boys are wearing high-heeled shoes and stuff. Go to the website. It's pretty wild. But here's the problem. See that little shirt he's wearing?
The horse shirt.
The horse shirt. See the horse shirt? $399.
Well, that's because the horse is grabbing his cock.
You see the pants he's wearing?
Yeah.
$749 in the Vespa catalog, right?
That's some horseshit.
Those
right
are
there.
$3 at Goodwill, dude.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
That's where I get mine.
Yeah, they come pre-fucked.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Vespa clothing is out of control this year. And I'm not joking. A polo shirt was over $350.
You know, after seeing Vespa's marketing time and time again, as many antidepressants as Americans are having to be and need to be on,
it's just in our water.
I think Italians kind of need like some therapy because everybody looks so sad.
Everyone looks sad. I've never seen a person in a Vespa ad smiling. I just haven't seen him smile. Now, keep in mind that this is the year of the horse. So next year we have the year of the goat, and then we have the year of the monkey. Renee's year of the monkey. That'll be fun. And then I think after that is year of the cock. So we had bunny, dragon, snack. They told us in our meeting that there wouldn't be a lunar calendar bike this year. And then 7 days later, here's the bike.
They pooped this out. Well, apparently they have a bunch of 946 tooling that they have never successfully paid for because they sell like 5 of these a year.
Hey, we got any paint? We only have enough for half a thing.
Well, this
Let's
I think
mix them together.
I think this is the espresso brown that used to be on the GTVs a couple of years ago. Oh. Yeah. So I think that, Vespa's not going to pay for custom paint more than once. So that's what it is. The Vespa horse.
I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for the monkey.
Yeah, right. How good are they going to? I think they did the bunny great. I honestly think they did a good job with the bunny. I will be interested to see. That's that saddle. Tom recognizes that leather. So when Vespa did this the first time and they launched the saddle, this particular leather came out in the GTV, everybody that rode this bike, if you were wearing light colored pants, blue jeans, khakis, the first time you got on the bike and sweated at all the dye from the saddle went into your pants. And I got customers, and GTVs are expensive bikes. And these customers are coming in and they're like, okay, I need $400 for my pants. I need a new saddle on my bike, and I need my dignity restored because when I showed up at the country club, everyone said I shit my pants. And I was like, no, I just bought a new Vespa.
Don't leave it out in the rain because it's a leather seat.
So the reason why I know the name Scudoni and the reason why I know the story about that seat is because that seat cost me the first job that I got offered to work for Vespa.
Oh.
So I'd been at the dealer in New Orleans, had gotten burned real hard by a bunch of guys over the course of 5 years. And so I'd been working for asshole boss, working on BMWs and on Vespas, and I had stopped in a couple times, and they made me a really solid offer. At the time, I was making nothing. And John's asleep. Short story.
And the story goes on.
The rep shows up. I'm talking to him. We're talking about the new GTV that's getting ready to come out and how they're going to have these fancy new seats for the new GTVs. I was like, oh, cool. Well, if you just want a leather seat, I can go around the corner and make it. And he was so appalled that I would dare just make some random leather seat and not wait for Scudonis.
Yeah, that's the seats. The seats were a disaster. They were a fucking mess, and they weren't comfortable to sit on. Now, here's the fun thing. Remember when we showed you that Christian Dior for $23,000?
Oh, there's a new one?
I do recall.
What would be the opposite of the Christian Dior?
The Hot Topic?
No, you got to have one for the boys.
The distant Creole.
The Emporio Armani.
Oh my God.
There's the Armani, boys. Now, let me tell you about the styling influences of this particular bike. It's black, 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 more black. And did you like black? By the way, we made everything black.
Well, do you notice that they're subtle? No, they're not. They're not even subtly different. They're just black.
Black.
Yeah.
And that bike is $23,000.
And still very disappointed to be
Now, you
riding
saw
it.
the Armani was gold-plated, chintzy Donald Trump horseshit, right? Dubai Emirates garbage. This is the opposite, but just as equally punishing to your wallet. So it doesn't have all the chintz and garbage gold lame on it.
You can tell the dude paid full price for the scooter because he can't afford socks.
Well, he can't afford socks and he can't afford to smile either. This is another one of Piaggio's famous I don't smile models, right? This
is not telling people that you're going to have fun on your scooter.
Well, I think
serious.
it's also...
I'm serious.
Anything that looks like motion here is photoshopped, right? That boy don't ride. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So that's what that is. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Thanks for Dave Swearingen for bringing that all to our attention, that fucking thing exists. I won't be ordering any. No way. No way, no how, man. Ain't going to happen.
Hey, before I forget,
Yeah.
I would like to tell people that next week we're going to have a special guest,
Special guest.
Marshall.
That's right. Marshall's going to be here. Yeah, fantastic.
So-
Marshall Thomas?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm
so
so
Marshall,
stoked.
who hangs out with us
Yeah.
at Mid Ohio, is a listener and a part,
Yeah.
buddy and everything. He's stopping in. He's coming to Cleveland. He's going to hit the shop.
He
at,
said he's going to be in town for work, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That is freaking awesome. I got scared because when he was giving us an update, I was like, oh, you're going to be here tomorrow. And so we met Marshall Thompson down at AMA Vintage Days. He rolled up and just instantly slid into our camp like he'd been there for a million years.
Yep.
One of those guys that just the second you meet him, you're like, I like this dude.
Well, and we didn't kick him out, so he did fine.
He did great. And also then you start talking to him, you're like, oh my God, this guy's like a cancer doctor, super cool, smart researcher. Like, oh, like he's actually contributing to society.
Yeah, I was a little ashamed of myself. I was like, I don't know if I can talk to you, man.
Yeah, it's
Social status and stuff.
He's a cool dude. Yeah, he's a really
he's
cool
in the
guy.
chat right now too. So
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Marshall.
Mr. Thompson, how you doing, sir? Yeah, we loved having you around. So we're looking forward to having you next week. It'll be great to have you here as a guest.
And he's going to bring really special topics, he said.
Oh, good.
He just found that out right now, but
He's got to work on that. He's got to work on
as we all know,
that
we're all
particular
all
thing.
very special.
All right. So
I want his street legal trials Yamaha.
oh yeah, that was a fun bike. That thing goes over anything.
bonkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely
It
bonkers.
has like a 27-inch front tire, I think.
Seriously, it's like a mountain bike tire, mountain bike wheel. Yeah,
I
absolutely
was like,
insane.
I don't know how this turning radius. There seems to be a tree stump. Oh no, I'm over it.
No, you're just gone. Yeah, it's it. It's under you now.
Yeah.
The front axle carries it about 2 feet.
It does.
I need to climb that. No, you're already over it.
Yeah.
Chill out. You can go upstairs on this bike. Yeah.
What gear are you in? I don't know. I've never left first. And I haven't
First,
hit
second,
the
third, they're all
throttle.
the same.
It just goes over things
Yeah.
on its own.
It just goes. Since we talked about the Triumph, don't call it a Thruxton because that's dead. Indian, well done, Indian. Indian came out with their bike, and because Indian now is no longer part of Polaris, right? So they're their own jam, and we all thought it was going to be the death of them. It turns out it wasn't the death of them. So just coming in at just a hair under 20K, if you want it in the cheap poverty spec black, is their new bike. And I gotta say, I kind of fucking like it. And I couldn't figure out why I liked this bike so much. I mean, I like bikes. If you're going to have a retro bike, I want the bike to look old. I want the bike to look legitimately old. And this is called the Chief Vintage. And it does look old. It looks like an old Kawasaki
Oh, I got to pull this up.
Drifter. It really does. I mean, this motorcycle looks every single fucking bit like a Kawasaki 800 Drifter.
But the Drifter was trying to look like this.
Well, it was trying to look like the bike that this was based on.
Right.
They're both aping. They're both copying the same bike from our history.
I have no hate for this.
I have no hate for this bike.
Not even a little bit.
I cannot make myself not like this bike.
Nope.
And I would have to spend the extra $1,000 to get it in that red.
Oh, 100%.
Because that color to me is iconic, emblematic of.
There is
that
no other
Indian.
way to buy that motorcycle but in red.
I'm going to say something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've never ridden an American V-twin cruiser,
Okay.
but that one could bust my cherry right now.
Well, the good news is, aren't they still Canadian?
I don't know who owns them now.
Close enough.
Right. I do not know where the.
North American.
I don't know what kind of noise to make for a cruiser.
First thing I would do with that bike is rebadge it with a vintage
Potato.
decal on the tank and take it to somebody who was really good at pinstriping and do a full pinstripe.
Oh, has to.
So this motorcycle
One
is.
shot, too. Has to be one shot on top of the paint.
Yeah.
This motorcycle is made in Spirit Lake, Iowa.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh, God. Phil's
We've had an accident. on
Phil's
the set,
throwing
folks.
things. He's throwing things.
Oh,
Hold
I don't
on.
know what's
Hold
going on. Oh, let's
Spirit
make all
Lake?
Your
the noises.
microphone just fell
Spirit
off.
Lake?
Wow. Spirit Lake, Iowa. Yeah. Wow, that was weird. Spirit Lake, Iowa. The entire fucking microphone and the mic stand and the mic arm, everything just exploded. That was wild. So the engines are made in Osceola, Wisconsin, for people that are into that sort of thing. And then a lot of other parts are made in Roseau or Rosau.
Can we get that
Minnesota.
back up, though? I wasn't done.
What? Oh, yeah.
Sleepy
He didn't get a chance to make the sound.
Sleepy hasn't finished.
No, I'm not, because
right.
this
Here
is
we
a
go.
cruiser. It has to have a different sound for the cruiser. But let me just see this thing again.
I think this is a good one for.
Dude, they got it so right. They didn't fuck anything up.
Yes, they did. The exhaust.
I can't really see the
That's
exhaust.
the trick, is they painted them invisible. So they painted the exhaust invisible.
But that's fixable.
But they'll fix that.
Needs fishtails.
The seat looks a little small.
It's down low.
Well, isn't the original just on a pogo stick anywhere?
Yeah, I get it, but it just looks a little small.
Yeah. And 721 pounds.
Needs a big wide one with a
did
chrome,
they have a
chrome
top
rail
shot?
around
Is
it.
it? Did they have dual caps? And is the tank like a dual tank? Is it big? Like that's what I'd like to see, though.
All right,
Yeah, we
let's
need
find
to
out.
see. Yeah, let's see.
Let's find out. Let's see if there's more pictures. Yeah, there's dual caps. Yep.
Oh, I want to see it. Nothing from the top, huh?
Come on.
I don't give you the top view.
They really are. I got to say, they're being fucking pretty stingy.
Yeah, where's the gallery? Give me some fucking shots of that
called
next
a
to the
teaser.
Grand Canyon. Oh, there we go.
There we
okay.
go. There you got
I
that. Literally, you said Grand Canyon, and congratulations, Sleepy. You just conjured up the Grand Canyon.
He's in marketing, you know.
I've been working on manifesting shit, and it's coming.
It is
through,
working,
right?
isn't it? Yeah, it's manifesting.
Look at that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's a cool looking bike, man. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty.
Guy's leaning against the wall waiting for a tow.
Saying I wish I'd have bought a Vulcan.
But he's
man.
a
I wish
rebel.
I'd have bought a Drifter.
They're insinuating he has no gear, so he's
Right.
just a badass out on his Indian.
He's the homeless guy that just got done blowing the guy that paid for the Indian inside there because $20 is $20.
He's waiting for AAA to show up with gas because he didn't read the sign.
Yeah, he's just giving his jaw a break. This is
So Osceola, Wisconsin is basically a suburb of the Twin Cities.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just across the border, just north of where the interstate runs across.
I'm telling you, this is not a bad looking motorcycle. There's nothing about this bike that I'm not enjoying right now. I think, aside from because this motor, when they designed the valve covers, they designed the pushrod tubes and everything on this bike. We saw that, a few years ago. This motor does look the business. This motor absolutely looks the business. The suspension it could be better. It's meant to be chrome covers and that kind of thing. But I like this bike. I think the blacked out treatment on everything is cool.
And Pete nailed it. Put a set of fishtails on that thing, dude.
Yeah, that's right where it needs to be.
Maybe some kind of shag, leather shag somewhere. I don't know.
But I think it's a really cool bike, and it's bare bones, but it's got spokes.
Oh,
It's,
and if you put like the Shriner's fucking windscreen on it, it would be perfect.
Yeah,
like
right.
oh man,
yeah, it's
With the Shriner's hat.
Yeah, you got to wear the fez.
Oh
those,
yeah, baby.
Those Cooper Firestone knockoff tires.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and that-
Really?
I think that maybe from the factory you're getting something that's pretty similar to that. But when we pull up a picture of what this bike was based on, go ahead and throw this picture up. Oh wait, I did it again. That's the Kawasaki. Shit, I keep fucking it up. But
Those are good pipes.
those are great pipes, right? So
It's got the saddle too.
it's got the right saddle. So
So it needs fringe. Where's the
Yeah.
fringe hanging off the back of the saddle? That's what I was talking about.
Chris, does
the
yours
back-
have fringe on it?
It does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
This has fringe,
Right.
man.
Chicks dig that
Chicks
stuff.
dig the fringe. But you can see on this bike, if you compare this bike to the Indian unit, that this bike actually has the rear fender valance, like the beautiful rear fender goes down a hell of a lot further than it does on the Indian. So the Indian goes to above the rear axle, whereas the Drifter goes to way the fuck below the rear axle.
I don't like how you're talking about my new motor.
With a little
Right.
ducktail on the back, actually, too.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
say you take the Indian though, and you put a big rubber mud flap back there,
Yep.
or some more fringe.
More fringe, just fringe everywhere.
I think the problem I have
death
with,
by fringe.
I think the problem I have with both of them as a mechanic is they don't have the hinged rear fender, so you can actually get the fucking tire.
Yeah, okay, but all right, but check this out. Look at that motor on the Kawasaki.
On the
Now go
Kawasaki.
back to the Indian.
Exactly.
It looks legit, and it looks
Right.
like plastic.
Of course, because the Kawasaki one might be plastic, but the Drifter, I'm gonna say, when you consider 25 years ago, 27 years ago, right, 20 years ago, the Kawasaki Drifter 800, fucking amazing bike.
Oh, great
I mean,
bike.
fucking amazing bike, and it took Indian 20 fucking years to do what Kawasaki did in 2000, right? That's something that you kind of go, yeah, all right, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I again, pull this picture up. That's stock, right? That's what they look like. That's pretty cool.
I think they should have named it the Grifter.
The Grifter. Now, the 1500cc version of it didn't do anybody any
They
favors.
Yeah, I
borrowed
don't care
Vespa's
for that.
seat. They took the Vespa seat off that other thing.
That thing looks like something a little kid would ride at the fair.
The 1500, in my opinion, I think the 800 looks a hell of a lot better than the 1500.
Yeah, proportions are better.
I think the proportions are better. I think everything on the 800 is the way it is. And I've ridden Chris's 800, and
How do you like that 800?
I love it. I mean, always loved it. I loved it so much I bought it for you. Well, I mean, your money, but yeah. Right. I saw an opportunity to sell somebody a bike I always wanted, right? And
You remember what we paid for that? back
$3K?
then? Yeah.
$3,000.
And that was back
and that
when?
was with the
Like 2015 or something
and it
like
was, and that came with a really good performance exhaust already on it. That bike was a sore dick deal then.
Yeah.
It's still a great bike.
I noticed when
Yeah.
we ride, when you're on that bike, you don't
Yeah.
have to stop as much as you do with other bikes.
Oh,
I think your comfort level on that bike is high.
that's interesting.
Well, I wear a diaper, too.
Okay. No, but do you find like the seating position? It seems really comfortable.
Oh, it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
It is
the
a comfortable
floorboards
bike.
are nice, too.
Yeah.
It's a comfortable bike. And Kawasaki, I think, did a great job. The geometry is great. The aesthetics are great. I think Kawasaki did a beautiful job. They deserve to be, heralded for making a great bike. But Indian now, 25 years later, and
How much?
$20,000+. What did we say how much that bike was? That's
22 or something, did you say?
$20K if you want it in black, $21K if you want it in red, right?
I mean, in today's bike, that's not terrible for what you're getting, I guess.
No. But again, if you do want to look, I've done the work for you. There's a Kawasaki Drifter right here, model year 2003. It's got all the fringe already on it for
Oh,
Pete.
there you go.
So it's got the fringe already preloaded.
800 or 16?
Got the windshield.
That's an 800.
Yeah.
So that's the 800. It's got the good windshield on it.
Carburetors.
It's got a carburetor. Yep. This is a carbureted bike. And this bike is $36.99. So $36.99 for a brand new 20-some-year-old, 22-year-old motorcycle, 23-year-old motorcycle.
But you will love the
$36.99.
shit out of that bike.
Exactly. You're going to enjoy that more than the $4,000 you're going to spend to own it.
You know what I think about when I see a bike like that for that kind of money?
Yeah.
If like somebody was coming from Europe or England or wherever, they wanted to just ride out into the American West
Oh, yeah.
and just like do the Americana thing.
Yeah.
You buy that bike for
$3,000.
$3,500,
Yeah.
$3,000. You ride it for a month or 2 months or 3 months, however long it takes to do your thing, and you could probably sell it for exactly what you paid for it.
A gentleman that did exactly that thing. He wanted to do Route 66. He flew into New York City because of business. He had business to do. He contacted me from New York City because at the time I was selling a Yamaha Roadliner. So I had this big, beautiful Yamaha Roadliner. He called me and he says, "Are you selling that big, beautiful Roadliner for $6,000?" I said, "I am. $6,000. Come and get it." And we all saw the bike. It was a really, really cool, gorgeous bike that did all the right stuff and give or take 2,000 cc.
I really like that bike.
I love that bike, right? Really love that bike. He goes, "Are you selling that bike for an actual $6,000? No, like no bullshit." I said, "No, but no bullshit. Show up at $6,000. You own this bike." He goes, "Can you pick me up at the airport?" I said, "Of course I'll pick you up at the airport." I picked up at the airport. He
In
had,
New York.
He had
left that
one,
part out.
He had one bag. He had like a 30-liter duffel bag, right?
Yeah.
He had like a 30-liter duffel bag. And he came in and he goes, "You're going to sell me a helmet too, right?" He actually said, "You're going to give me a helmet." I said, "I don't give anybody anything. This is a business."
And you're getting this thing for
And
$6,000
it's
fucking dollars.
$6,000 perfect big displacement Yamaha.
Yeah.
And he went over on the shelf, picked out a $100, of course, it's a big V-twin. You can't have a full face helmet. So he bought a shorty. So he got a shorty for $100. He bought a pair of gloves because he didn't have the right gloves with him, right?
Fingerless.
Had to,
Or
right?
did he cut the fingers off?
Mesh bag.
Yeah, but if you want the fingerless, I'll cut the fingers off for you for free.
I always liked a lot of
Yeah.
the Harley guys, though. Their gloves will be leather on the inside
Yeah.
and mesh on
Mesh
the
on the
outside.
backside?
I'm like, you're
Yeah.
doing yourself
There
good
you go,
justice
buddy.
right there.
Yeah, perfect. But the guy bought the bike, he bought the helmet and everything else, and he fucked right off, and he went and did exactly what you're talking about. He took a month, and he drove across America, and when he got to L.A., he sold the bike. And what was funny, because we had to clear title for him. Well, he doesn't live in America. Oh. And if you don't live in America, it's really hard for me to get you a title. I can get you an out-of-state title for anybody you want to be. But when you literally live in Spain, right, how are you going to title this bike in your name? And so going across America, he had that realization where I called him and I was like, "Hey, what address do you want me to put on your title? Because you literally live in like Catalonia, Spain, right?" And he was like, "That's the address." And I was like, "Well, that's not going to work. Ohio Title Bureau does not like the sound of that." And so the agreement was that we were just going to leave the title as an open title since he was going to sell the bike in California anyway. And that when he ran out his temp tag, I sent him another temp tag because he was here longer than 45 days, which I shouldn't do, but, extenuating circumstances, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So what was funny was he got to California and he sold the bike in California. He listed it and he sold it, but he had to go through me to transfer the title in the new buyer's name. That wasn't shady at all.
I was going to say, how'd you like to be the buyer on that? And this guy's like, "I'm from Spain."
Oh, the whole thing was
The guy
super
in
sketch.
Ohio. I flew into New York, but the guy in Ohio has the title.
But he sold it for $8,000.
Good for him.
So he made $2,000 and got to drive across America in 45 days.
That's a pretty cheap rental.
Yeah, I've never had a rental that put money in my pocket before, right? Yeah, I'm going to be going to Mexico in 2 months, and I could find 2 bikes to rent for my Mexican trip. One of them is a Honda Dios 110, which is a pathetic little sad, horrible scooter. And then the other
Dios
one,
Mios.
yes, exactly. The other one,
Wait. Say that again.
what?
The Dios
Yeah,
Honda?
yeah.
Oh, there's a guy who builds the shit out of them. Didn't I show? I sent some videos to the fucking the chat. Like there's
really?
ridiculous builds on those things.
The Dio.
Yeah.
This is what this is.
The Honda Dio.
This is a spiteful, hateful little bike.
Yeah, this thing will fucking
Perfect.
rip.
Really?
Well, the way the guy builds them, like,
Okay.
just totally ridiculous.
Because they just seem to be just a 4-stroke, unloved,
Well, these must
lowest possible.
maybe these were older ones because they're 2-strokes.
Okay, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
showing him like he's building them out, and it's like crack the throttle, and it's just like
Oh,
spins the back
Oh
tire.
no, the Dio. We got it. We got the
I think my buddy in Germany, his kid has one of those, but it doesn't.
Look at how sad this fucker is.
Yeah, he's got one, but it's not.
Look at this thing.
What size is that back wheel? Like 6 inch?
8. I don't know. Right. The front wheel and the back wheel are from two totally different bikes. This is a sad, pathetic, spiteful little vehicle.
They sell that here it's a Razor scooter.
They sell this here. They don't even sell the Chinese copies of this bike here. That's how sad they are.
Look, it doesn't even have a brake in the front. Is it just a drum?
It's a drum.
Oh my God.
It's a drum on the other side. But this is true poverty spec.
Hey, John, Phil's going to laugh when I say this. We got the Dio as the Kymco ZX50 Super Fever.
We did. Super Fever.
That was our Dio as a 50.
Sort of.
We never got the 110.
Sort of a version of it. Yeah.
There was an Elite 50S from like 92 that was.
But they sell these in grocery stores in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, if you look up Dio 142cc, like this guy's like ridiculous builds on what must be older Dios that were 2-stroke.
Well, that's not what they want to rent to me.
Well, I think that if you just put a regular size rear wheel on it, it would improve the looks by about 50%.
Yeah, but that's not.
If they did the same thing with the Navi, it'd look better too.
Right, exactly. Right. This bike is predominantly for markets that are kind of like squeezing the pennies pretty hard.
Have you seen the Navi market?
No.
Oh my God, they're like $1,200, $800, $1,000 on Marketplace.
That's what our friend the Honda dealer said. The trouble with these bikes is you sell them, and then people want to trade it in and get to a bigger bike, and they realize their trade-in value is like $400.
Yeah,
and they're not going to be happy about it.
But remember, what was the peak? Peak was like what, $4,000 or $3,000 for the Navis?
They got stupid.
No, they were $1,899.
No, I know, but people were paying.
But the dealers were saying, we got you. Yeah, we had this thing today, like, American consumers sometimes deserve exactly what they get because they go into a dealership and they're like, $18.99, I love it. And then the guy's like, okay, come on, step into the office. And next thing you know, it's like, okay, well, I've had to add all these things to it. Now it's $4,000. We had people bring us the invoices.
That's what I was thinking.
And I was like, you dumbass, you showed me this? I believe you have a small dick. You don't have to show me. Right? I'll take your word for it. But when you bring me the invoice and I see how stupid you are and I see how bad you got hurt on this deal, how can we be friends? I know too much, right? And that's the deal. And that was the deal with the Navis. And I'm sure that, that's the thing with a lot of stuff. We had a guy come into our shop yesterday, showed us an invoice. He paid $700 in title, paperwork, documentation fee, and registration. Registration is called your temporary tag. It's $23. Your title work, I don't care who you are, your title work should never cost more than $100, right? That's what title work is. It's us filling out all the paperwork, us taking it to the title bureau, dealing with the people at the title bureau, and getting you a title. If they're charging you more than $100 for that, congratulations, you're helping their business a whole lot, right? That's what we charge.
Such a nice way of putting it.
Right. Yeah, you're making a donation to their operation. Yeah. But when somebody comes into my shop and has a bill for over $700 for that, for title and for a temp tag, for $700.
What?
Ouch. Right? But people pay it because they don't know any better. Wow. Yeah, that's the problem. Anyway, so Honda Dio. So I had my choice of a Honda Dio or a CF Moto 450. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in Guadalajara, Mexico. Which one am I going to rent? I guess it's going to be the CF Moto 450.
Yeah.
There's remarkably few motorcycles to rent in Guadalajara. Kind of shocking because it's a big city. It's a big deal.
Second biggest city in Mexico.
It is. Yeah, I'm excited to go. Really excited to go. So yeah, pretty excited about that trip. So yeehaw, that's something. And then the other thing that wait, where did I put this? I wanted to talk about the. Let's go to the Facebook group because as I was later today, as the day proceeded on, I kept having this. This weird feeling like I was missing something in the news cycle about motorcycles in general, and something was happening, and I just wasn't aware of it. But the motorcycle industry as a whole, I know we keep talking about how bad it's slipping, right? And that for some people like BMW, they're doing great, but for the vast majority of people, it's not going really well for a lot of guys. And what I found out for registrations here in the state of Ohio, that we are now officially off by 34%. And 34% is a full third and change of people actually buying motorcycles. Now, this isn't...
Oh, you're saying off of last year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a huge number.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we're only 1 month into 26.
We're talking about the results of 25. The news is in.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We're talking about the results
Yeah,
of
the
2025.
foot of snow outside is not real conducive to, buying motorcycles.
It's not. Right. Well, yeah, and we know that. Okay, that's not happening. Like, we didn't even move the truck for the past 3 days. The truck that blocks our door for security purposes, I was like, I'm not even moving.
You haven't even turned the lights on in
No,
the showroom.
you're right. You're right. I have literally kept the showroom dark.
I came out looking for your nut and bolt collection, and you were like, "All right, let me turn the freaking lights
I
on."
had to get you a flashlight. It's been so tragic. It has been so mindlessly demoralizing and boring and awful. And if Tom wasn't back there putting together ancient Moto Guzzis and challenging me with parts that don't exist, right? I wouldn't know what I'd be up to. But like, he's like, hey, I need you to find me this part. I'm like, I know I paid for this part 5 years ago. I know we have one. Tom's like, okay, produce it.
You should just go skiing.
Show me the part. Yeah. And it turns out I can't show him the part because it's not there. It's gone.
Well, that's a fun game. He used to charge us to play Find the Part.
I'm not falling for that again.
That weird Toyota van being in the back of that and playing.
Oh my.
Well, and the weird part is the further you get back, the smells get weird too.
Yeah. So there is a, right now on Bring a Trailer, there is a 1982 Moto Compo.
Okay.
Did you guys see this?
No. Yes, we did. And
Okay.
it looks not like a lot of money.
It's so clean. It's disgusting.
Somebody was looking for a Moto Compo.
Yeah. Oh, they're always. I get 3 or 4 phone calls a month. Hey man, I heard you got a Moto Compo. Can I come over and rub my face on it? Because it's a Moto Compo. And I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking Moto Compo, right? You want it? Give me some money.
Yeah, because
right?
like you finally got one, and then like how many times have you ridden it?
Once the day I bought it. And I realized, God, this sucks. This is awful. This is a terrible thing. It's a horrible, horrible thing to ride.
The concept is good.
The concept is great. To make it do the magic trick and fold into the box, right? That's the money shot.
Yeah.
The money shot is, look, it's a thing you can ride or the most heavy piece of crap you'll ever want to try to pick up and carry anywhere, right? Because it is not light. There's no like,
and not only that, but like when you did ride it, and you can smell the gas coming out of it. So I'm sure it was really fun to put back in
exactly.
your Honda.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's a two-stroke, right?
The
Yeah.
last thing you want to do is lift up a QT50 motor covered in 2-stroke oil and road funk into the back of your car.
And dump it in your car, right? Come on, man.
Oh no, it fell over and now the gasoline's all over.
I hit
back
the
of my
brakes too hard. Now the entire inside of my car smells like gas. And on top of this, you are a road victim. You are smaller than everything. You're slower than everything. But through the curse of fucking Honda, you're completely DOT legal. So you have this misconception that you're meant to be there. And you're not meant to be there. You're meant to be on the fucking sidewalk. At least the second Moto Compo, the electric one, the new one, has it right. It's under $1,000, and it's super fucking obvious you're not going to take it on the roads. No turn signals, no headlight, nothing.
What size are the wheels? 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically like rolling
So
suitcase
if
wheels.
you throw it up for the people at home, this is tidy. I mean, I looked at every picture close. This is a super tidy Moto Compo. And currently, it's got 16 hours left in the auction, and there's $2,500 on this thing. Which, little tip from your Uncle Phil, my one that I bought at Mid-Ohio, I paid $1,200 for.
Yeah.
Right? So 2,500 bones, and this thing is perfect.
But-
mine is nowhere near this nice.
But there were circumstances. You waited and played the game.
Yeah, it took me 3 days to buy that bike.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not like Joe off the street could have walked up and bought that bike for $1,200.
No. I watched the procedure.
No, that was Larry Newberry.
I still say
that was good training.
it's the world's worst Honda Spree.
It is the world's worst Honda Spree. It is a terrible, terrible bike. Now things about it that are deceptive. One, it has a speedometer. which it should never have a speedometer, because that speedometer, I've seen better speedometers on Power Wheels, right? That speedometer that's on that bike is truly a suggestion.
Oh, you're right. That little tiny.
It's a suggestion of velocity. That needle is untraceable when you're riding it.
It just lets you know that you're moving.
It does.
I don't know. I
thought it might be stationary, but I looked down and it turns out I'm going somewhere between 20 and 80 compo distance units.
It looks better than what came on my LD 150.
Well, one, your LD 150 wasn't even supposed to have a speedometer. That was an option, right? That was an accessory.
$7.
Yeah, $7. $7.
That's like $1,000 these days.
Right. This is as far as a Moto Compo folds up. So for people who don't know, a Moto Compo doesn't fold up all the way. It just looks like somebody gave it a bris.
Just a little off the top.
Just a little off the top.
I like that it still
top.
has like some things sticking out of the top. So it's
That's
not
just the key.
flat. Oh,
take the key out.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
the key. They just didn't want to take the key out for the picture. But that's as folded up as a Moto Compo gets right there.
So you've just ridden this 5 miles. You're finally back to your car, and you have to pick up the muffler.
Right. You grab the hot muffler, grab the hot exhaust. Now, here's the trick that I like when people are not familiar with Moto Compos is I say, okay, now I've put it all together. Now pick it up and pretend like you're going to put it in the back of your car.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole plot goes away. Because these things, they're super awkward, but at least they're heavier than you think they are. Okay? So the idea is you grab it and you think you're just going to throw that thing in the back of your car and you realize it's about 25 pounds heavier than you think it is if it has no gas in it.
Well, I like the idea too that the car that it fit in was not exactly a big car.
No, it's a little tiny car.
You're taking the only cargo space you possibly have and you're shoving a motorcycle into it.
And I love the whole concept. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
Right? I got it. I own it because I love the entire concept. I think it's super cool. It's fun. But riding it is scary. And those De Blasi folding scooters that I have, we took those to band camp one time, and like Kurt Cousineau and Stefan's wife, Anne-Marie, were the only people that could ride those out of everybody.
Disagree. You took it away from me and made me ride the Zuma.
I did. Because you couldn't ride it. You were just going to crash it. In fact, you were just a series of nerfing it into the foot pegs. You'd go 3 feet, nerf into the foot pegs, 3 feet, nerf into the other foot peg. Anne-Marie and Kurt could get on it and actually travel distances on it. Like everyone else was just like, okay, I got this for 7 feet and you fall right over because they're terrible. Yeah. So let's see what happens with this one. I'm very curious to see what this thing sells for. Really neat because they just sold 2 at Mecum for $4,400 and $4,500 respectively. I've seen these sell for over 10 grand. Yeah. In the cardboard box from Japan.
I like that everybody's watching the heroin addict just relapse. You're like, I have to clear out my warehouse. Then you're like, okay, just one last.
Yeah, one last Moto Compo. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. I have no desire to own another one. In fact, I'm super anxious to not own mine anymore. Yeah. Yeah. If somebody makes me a really good offer on my red one, and the red one is like, it needs seals, right? It needs seals. It needs otters. It needs all the stuff.
I mean, if you're buying one of these and it hasn't been massaged, it's going to need all those things.
It's been sitting since it was fabricated in 1982.
Right.
Anything between then and now is not good for it. So if you're going to ride it, you need to replace all the parts that have aged out.
Yeah.
And that means the tires and anything else that's not made of steel or aluminum, right? The plastic on it is going to be brittle as fuck. It's going to be crazed, and it's a 1982 thing, right? Mine's in really good shape, but that being said, if I decided this year I'm going to ride the Moto Compo twice, it would take me 4 hours of work and a $70 gasket kit, right? Otherwise, just keep looking at it. Ain't that cool, right? It's a lot easier to look at it and go, ain't that cool, than it is to put like 4 to 6 hours worth of work into it. And yeah, I'd ride it with the tires that are on it. Who cares? You're not going more than 20 anyway, so you're fine. You're going to crash anyhow, so why bother? Yeah. And if you think I'm bullshit, you're like, no, I got a Moto Compo. I commute to work on it every day, 7 miles. Great. Put up or shut up, motherfucker. Yeah. I got just the Moto Compo for you. Yeah, I'll make you a hell of a deal. So it is funny. When the people that are looking and commenting on this on Bring a Trailer, there's 2 groups of people, and there's only 2 groups of people. wow, that's cool. Coolest thing I've ever seen. And then other people that are like, yeah, if this goes over $2,000, it's going too high. That kind of thing. So there are definitely people that have them and know them. And then there's people that are just fascinated by them, just like I was.
Earlier in the chat, the guys were talking about the Mecum auction. I guess there's a lot of stuff going through. I think you're pointing it out too. So
yeah,
it seems like the prices aren't necessarily going super high.
They're not. So right now, there's definitely been a cooling, a very significant cooling. Some of the bikes that I was watching, I've got some customers right now that they called me again and they're like, hey, remember when you made me that offer on my 2018 Sportster? And I'm like, vaguely. Well, you said you give me $4,200 for my 2018 Sportster. I was like, oh. And they're like, oh, you remember it? I'm like, no, but I know you're going to be unhappy. Yeah.
You also told me that in 2019.
Hey, whatever. If you told me that 6 months ago, you're still going to be unhappy.
Right.
Because the market is in a fucking tailspin right now. National Power Sports Auction is still my favorite. I walk in there. I don't look at them to buy anything. I'm not participating to buy anything. I'm simply in there for the morbid body count. Like I am truly walking across a battlefield, just going like, that looks like it hurt. Wow. Didn't know you could take a shot there. You know, I am looking at that. Like when the warplanes came back across from the ocean and you were like, and it's still flying. Well, look at that. We don't need to fix any of those holes. You know, this market right now is tragic. If you can't find a good motorcycle for no money out in the market right now, you're not looking hard enough. Like any bike you want to buy, we just showed you a Vulcan for $3,600. Jesus Christ. Like when we bought Chris's 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that was a sore dick deal for $3,000. That bike was still relatively new.
It had 3,000 miles on it.
Yeah, 3,000 miles, and it was perfect condition too, and had all the cool shit. But that was a sore dick deal 15 years ago. That bike that we just showed you a picture of for $3,600 is equally a sore dick deal today because that's in today's dollars, not those dollars. A whole lot of inflation has happened in the past 15 years.
But
you can do well. What's that?
Fuck carbs.
But fuck carbs again. Yeah. Right.
Well,
give me that Vulcan with a fuel injection. Oh, they did. It's an Indian. It's $20,000.
The truth is it's a buyer's market. The problem is the buyer has to have money.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And I get phone calls every day from buyers that just woke up this morning. They're like, I'm a buyer. And then I had to be the voice of reason to be like, you're a looker. You think you're a buyer, but you're not. You cannot finance a $5,000 15-year-old motorcycle. Call your bank. They might write you an extraordinarily predatory 23% signature loan right now.
Or like one of those like firefighters, credit unions or some shit might do it.
Good luck.
All my friends that were cops that were shady as fuck, they had terrible credit. They'd always have like some weird like, I'm part of the firemen's flagpole climbers social club fucking credit union. Oh, what'd you get a loan on? This rake. You're like, oh, okay, like whatever, dude.
We had a customer fill out an app that he was like, it's okay, I know how I'm going to get financed. And I can't even remember the name of the company. So he's trying to buy a used motorcycle. And I got this phone call from the finance company. And this is a scam. Well, it's not a scam. It's a company that exists that's convincing people that they can use their company to buy things. When I heard a company advertise, like, would you like to finance this bag of groceries? I thought we'd truly reached the bottom of America as a culture.
A sandwich.
Right. Yeah, you'd like to finance this meal.
Lunch at McDonald's.
Right. Yeah. And I see you're getting the 12-ounce New York strip. Would you like to finance that?
Break it up into 3 payments.
Yeah, break it up into only 3 payments.
God.
You can have this bitch paid for by breakfast. Now, company calls me up and says, hey, I'm calling about this bike. And I said, yeah, sure you are. Well, we have a customer. We're representing the financing for this customer. I said, oh my God, that's great. Couple of things I think you should know about right away is the motorcycle is over 10 years old. Yeah, we know. We don't care. Okay. You don't care. Great. What's the MSRP of the vehicle? Well, it's right on my website. You can take a look. It's all right there. There's nothing there to surprise you. Everything is right there in black and white. Okay. This happens to be a 15-year-old Moto Guzzi or a 15-year-old Ducati. So it is all the things that it is. $10,000, $10,000. Absolutely. Great. You're going to finance this guy. Yeah, we're going to finance this guy. Well, we don't do financing. Oh, really? What do you do? Well, we buy the motorcycle. Oh, that's nice. I like the sound of that.
I get out of this right.
I love the sound of that.
Keep talking.
So I get all my dollars right now.
And then we lease the motorcycle to him
Oh, Jesus.
because he has bad credit. And that's what our company does. We don't want to see a credit score. We don't need to see a credit score because we're not giving you any credit. We are leasing this bike back to you. No shit. They're leasing used vehicles. They're paying for the unit up front. But the reason I had to ditch them, the reason I had to get rid of them is they're like, well, we aren't going to pay the $10,000 you have listed for that bike. Our financial system says we're only going to pay you $6,200 for that bike. So you're going to have to write a separate loan to him for the other $4,000 to bring the value of the bike even. So he's going to pay you $100 a month, and then he's going to lease the rest from us for $219 a month.
You have to be the most
What
desperate.
about your hat?
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? I mean,
And they
how does
said,
it bit-
or unless I was willing to drop my price to $6,000 on the bike, if I drop my price to $6,000 on the bike, then they'll give me a check for the bike, and then they'll start anal fucking him.
they're just fucking everybody.
Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. Hey, this is it. You want to make the deal? You want to grease the wheels in today's economy? We got a way to do it. And I was shocked when I looked at the program, and it's a weekly lease. You pay every week. So they were like payments from $9.99 or payments
God,
from
it's
$99.
Rent-A-Center.
I was going to say,
It
holy
is
shit, it's
a
Rent-A-Center.
rent to own. That's the joke, right?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and it's a real thing.
And there's people lining up to do business with them.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. This guy was like, "It's okay. I got it all figured out." Wasted like 2 hours of my
I was
time.
going to say, maybe you shouldn't buy a Ducati, buddy.
Well, I mean, it would have been the same story had he been trying to buy a used Moto Guzzi or any other vehicle in my shop.
But what's that company going to do once it owns the bike? I mean, it does own the bike. The guy's going to stop making his payments.
course he
now,
is.
So now they own a fucking bike.
Right.
That they got nothing to do with it.
Do you
now
remember
they can
the-
just
do you
find
remember
another
the-
if they
leaser.
go pick it up.
Do you remember the Troubled Asset Relief Program from a couple of years ago?
Tarp, baby. Tarp.
Yeah, we can hope that's what's going to happen next, because otherwise it's going to be the 30s again.
And we talked about this before, how remember when there was a housing crisis in America because we overvalued all the houses that we wrote bad loans on? Well, right now it's an automotive crisis because we are writing insane loans on cars at 18, 20, 23% interest. And those vehicles are going to be upside down. There's no way they cannot be upside down in 24 months.
There's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's a dude in New Jersey, and they have like a high-end used car dealership.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get all these like people from New York that are rolling in there that just want to get these big baller cars and stuff. And so he somehow asked them to, like, you know, if they want to be in the videos. So they're in the videos. And so they're doing the financing. And he's like, okay, so I got you at $62,000 for your trade-in, but you owe $94,000 on it. So that's going to put you at negative $34,000 to start. Now you want this car that's $150,000. So your payment's going to be $4,392 a month. Are you cool with that? And they're all like, yep, okay.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
That's Bernie Moreno.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's insane.
That is exactly right. You know, and
And they're
what
not even
Chris is talking about is we elected a charlatan in our state who is a used car charlatan who has been sued successfully for not paying his staff and for lying about dollar values of vehicles and for committing automotive dealership fraud again and again, not just in the state of Ohio, but in Florida as well. And despite all that and convictions, he got elected because he got the Trump bump. And he, you know, they decided he was the right choice for Ohio.
Well, Peter Thiel, too,
Right.
threw in like $10
Exactly.
billion to get him elected.
Right, to get him elected. But the point is he's an actual criminal. And where he had his particular arena for his crimes was in automotive leasing. And there's a whole stack of people that he didn't pay, the people that worked for him. So he was ripping off the customers and ripping off the people that worked for him, and he got elected to government. Congratulations.
Which is a much larger group of people he can rip off.
Well, and so, you know, in the automotive industry, when you bring up Moreno's name, all of us that sell things and have dealer's licenses are all like, whoa, 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 whoa. That guy literally had his dealer license taken away from him, right? That guy went to court and lost for several counts of fraud and theft and, defrauding his staff and his employees. And again, if you're going to be a cocksucker, if you're going to be a criminal, pay your staff, right? If you pay your staff, you at least keep them honest. They might hide the bodies a little better for you and not be so inclined to help the FBI when they call. But in this case, he didn't. And so there was a lot of people lined up to be like, oh, yeah, I'll testify. Sure. Yeah. The moto lease situation, that's one of those things where if you think that you want to buy something bad enough that you're thinking about doing a moto lease, you need to stop. You need to... I bought a motorcycle once many, many years ago by selling my plasma. True story.
All right.
I called the bike blood money, right? But you can do that, and you'll have that motorcycle in about 6 months, right? Because plasma, they pay more for it than you think, right? Not blood. Blood's cheap. Plasma. Spend the extra time. Give them the plasma. But watch that shit. Watch that. When people are trying to sell you something and they're like, oh, it's only $93 a month. Be very fucking careful. Yeah, be careful. Because I deal with that every day. I look at these loans.
For 90 months and a balloon payment at the end.
Right. Well, that's the other thing, too, is, even BMW right now in their finance program, they're saying it's $219 a month. But then at the end, there's a $5,000 payment. How is that not a lease?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I understand they calling it financing. You have to have the credit score to get it. But when they say, oh, your payment's $199 a month or whatever, but they're not putting in the big print that at the end of it all, there's a $5,000 or $6,000 balloon payment at the end. Fuck, man. That's where I come from. That's a lease.
Yeah.
Because at the end of your term of payment, that balloon payment is probably more than the KBB or NADA JD Power of that vehicle.
Yep.
At the end. And that's where it's fucked up. And you guys mentioned earlier, what do? Well, when you collect all this bad debt in the form of it's got two wheels, you got to pay somebody to go out and get it. If the guy's not nice enough to bring it back into your shop for you, you got to go get it. And that is the worst kind of repo on the planet. Ask Harley Davidson, right? That bad loan money that's sitting out there is millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I honestly don't think they're going to get it back. I just don't. So, yeah, that's the jam. Anything else? Anybody got a joke?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we have joke music. We have joke music?
It's time for Smith's jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Chris Smith. He's come all the way from Lakewood, Ohio to tell you some jokes tonight. Give it up for Chris Smith.
Chris Smith! Make me laugh, funny boy.
A woman holding her little baby gets onto a bus. The driver says, wow, that's an ugly baby. The woman's outraged, but says nothing. As she walks to the back to an open seat, another passenger sees that she's upset and asks why. She says, that bus driver was so rude and insulting. The passenger says, why don't you go right back up and give him a piece of your mind? Here, I'll hold your monkey.
Dun, dun, on that, folks, remember to ride fast and take chances. Play us out here, Johnny Mac.
Bum, 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 bum.
Cinch is still laughing.
Eject, hit the red button, get us out of here, Sleepy.
If I can get Cinch to laugh, that's all that counts.
Oh, that's great.
Here, I'll hold your monkey.
Hold your monkey.